The moment I started my stream, the door opened. I'm not kidding. Kannst du mir einen Kaffee machen, bitte? Du siehst genervt aus. Ja, sie kann bei so einer Hitze nicht schlafen. Könnte ich auch nicht. Yo, my man, you guys, good morning. Yeah, you see that? 36 degrees, holy. I have a towel and I have cold water on my feet. And that actually helps a lot. Like I've been surviving a little bit, but it is warm though, really warm. Not gonna lie. Good morning, you guys. Hope you have a good day. Hope you're having a wonderful time today. Nein. Das sind meine. Nein.
Hello.
Man, what a day. Good morning, you guys. So today we're going to just be coding, mostly.
Make a good game
on
and
items.
Market it. The money will come to you.
I have added in something that I think is really cool, actually. I added in bigger AoE the further an arrow travels. And it actually, does it work now? Lifetime? Yeah, I need to change how projectiles behave. But essentially, we can now get bigger AoE based on how far the arrow flies. Let's see. I did that off stream. Let's see. Yeah. AoE multi. Bigger AoE. Okay, well. What if I give him more AoE? Even more. 200%. 200%. Big AoE.
Countdown to next bad take. 30 seconds.
It's super warm. Yeah, super cool. How warm is it for you, man? Good morning, you guys. And Jonathan Smith? Good morning. Wie geht's? Gut. Hopefully you're doing good too, man. Boof. Boom. I want this to go as big as hitting the unit behind. Let's see if that's possible. Ah, shit. We need this. Let's see. Good morning, Rebel Decibel. Hope you're doing good. Let's see. Oh. Ooh, big explosion. Damn. Okay, so I basically make it so that on 200 pixels, delayed expansion. On 200 pixels, we are reaching, actually 240. How about we do 200? On 240, we reach our maximum of twice as much AoE. How big? Twice as much AoE. And this is a multiplicative handle, so that means it adds on top of everything that is increased. So if you increase AoE, it gets even more ridiculous. Oh yeah, look at that. It hit both of these guys. Good day, Mama. Good day, my man. Firefly, good morning. Hi, do you check YouTube? No, I hate YouTube. Actually, in all honesty, YouTube is actually, sometimes
Code
depending on the content that I do, like real talk, depending on the content that I do for YouTube, if it's something that people click a lot on, like for example the Randy video, a lot of people clicked on it and we had like 90 viewers. If I do streams like that a lot, YouTube revenue in terms of ads is actually rivaling Twitch revenue, and I have like 3 times more viewers on Twitch than I have on YouTube. Yeah, I got interrupted again. No, it's not about React streams. It's like, for example, the best stream I ever had was me coding in DirectX. That was no cap, that was the best stream. And then the second one was me coding a game in Odin. 3D game in Odin. And those streams have pulled in more ad revenue than Twitch, and I had way less viewers on those. Why don't you tag your stream with DirectX? I guess I could tag my stream on YouTube with DirectX in the tags, yeah. I mean, you mean here, right? You mean here? Let me see. Not here. Here, right? DirectX. It won't DirectX. DX11. DirectX 11. And then DX12, just, you know, to farm some views. But it's not, this doesn't do, basically this doesn't do anything. Because it is literally, like, people click on pictures rather than the search engine helping with this type of, like, it's not search engine oriented. What you wearing, bro? Like, I have a wife beater shirt, and then I have this towel on top that is wet, and then I have a fan blowing on top of me so that I do not die of heat stroke. Yeah, I beat my wife regularly. Yeah, into submission, of course. Yes. I mean, who doesn't, right? I don't see the fan on top of you. Fan on top of me? What do you mean? Funny story, I was watching Dev's Budgets this morning and he said that he always knows when Cakez comes online as his viewer numbers suddenly go down. Really? And wait, am I stealing his viewers? Oh, wait, what? Really? I apologize! People watch my stream to learn. You're wrong. You're totally wrong, bro. My woman asks if your wife is better at washing dishes after being beaten up by you. We don't wash dishes, we have like a dishwasher. So, we are lazy. Yo, my man, Kek Magnus. Good morning, bro. Hope you're doing good. Alright, so basically I implemented this yesterday and I'm very happy about this because I want to fill the entire skill tree with these, essentially get a good reward but also a negative, like these trade-offs. So for example, burns deal double damage but the enemies run twice as fast. I think this is a very fun gameplay changing mechanic, those two. And it's, this one too, Rangers placed alone deal 20% more damage, but minus 10% damage if another hero is nearby. So I want to fill the entire skill tree with these, to give the player a choice on what they want their builds to look like, and to test out the different types of nodes. And so I have come up with 3 interesting ones, and I'm also thinking about adding in a node that has to do with pierce or projectile. Oh, a node that turns pierce and chain into allowing the user to maybe chain to usually obstacles destroy the arrow. I want to have a node where the obstacle makes the arrow bounce off, and then the bounced depending on how many chains or pierce you have. So for example, let's say you pierce 5 targets. Now you can hit a tree and it bounces off. It reduces the pierce count by 1, but now it bounced off, and you can basically, you can hit in this direction and hit enemies twice, or maybe even more, because maybe there's a wall behind him and then it just keeps bouncing to the left and to the right. And there's not much score. I hate this guy. I'm actually gonna ban you for 20 minutes already. Shut the fuck up! And so that is a cool little mechanic that if I do many more of these, it becomes very interesting on what you can do, right? And you can mix and match many of these together. So for example, delayed expansion works very well with peers, because as the further the arrow flies, the more AoE you get. So you kind of want to have peers or chain. Shade 11, what is this emote? What am I watching? Can you guys remove this emote, please? Check my question. Have you segmented your code for threading? Did you use a thread pool? No, I have not. Where am I? On YouTube. Does Ricochet work if you have peers? It will take peers or chain, one of the two, and reduce the count. I think it will reduce peers before chain, because chain is... No, wait, it reduces chain before peers, because chain happens earlier than peers. So, yeah. But yes, I think that will be really interesting to implement, because you can invest into peers, then you can position your heroes... Like, I can position my hero here. You know, almost. I can position my ranger somewhat here, and then hopefully he shoots enemies, and then the arrows just bounce off like this, to the left and to the right. Oh my god. Let's see, I want to get like the double AoE. Watch this! Double AoE. Ooh, big AoE! Holy! Damn! You see, this is smaller. And see, that's the big part. Now, obviously, I made the range of the bow much taller than it should actually be, right? In order to test this. Now you need to invest into range. Otherwise, it doesn't do much. But yeah, that's the idea. Very proud of this. And I guess we can get rid of the text because it does work. Cool. Hey Cakez, what's up my man? Looking extra handsome today. Oh really? Thank you man. Appreciate it bro. Cakez, did you code that or did someone help you? Okay, you're wrong. I don't like you. You're always negative. Say something positive and then you won't get banned for your first message every day. Are you gonna be happy with just 1,000 units sold? Because it's only a few who get 100,000 plus. Now, if I sell 1,000 units, I think that would be... I don't know. We'll see, man. Listen. We'll worry about that in the future. Essentially, what I'm gonna do is... try my best, make the game, finish the game, make a new game after this game. If my tower defense game flops, I'll make a newer game and we'll do exactly what the guy did from yesterday. We'll keep it short. At most 1 month, like 300 hours, make a game. And then also the Reddit post we read, right? 300 hours, 1 game. We make a short game. I'm gonna stick to it. It's gonna be great content for YouTube too. Can make a video of that, can farm content there. And release it. And then we might do it again and again and again. How's the weather, Cakez? Oh, great. It's amazing. Yeah. Going outside will melt you. It's nice. Yeah. Very happy about that. I'm gonna be honest with you, Cakez. I don't think I'm able to do what you do. Those would be pretty big shoes for me to fill. Really? What do I do? I appreciate that. I guess that's a positive comment. Thank you, man. Cakez, how far are you from quitting job revenue-wise? Not far enough. I need to have a game that supports me for years, man, before I quit that job. Unfortunately. Like, it is hard. But unless I have a stable income from something else... Like, hey, Q, can you remove that, man? Please, if it's possible. Oh, hey, Kiwi, how you doing, man? Long time no see, bro. Could you leave your job if you spammed reacts, Cakez? I mean, I don't really like talking about money, but I guess I'm not negative about it, so it's fine. I'll show you my most recent video that is, I would call it successful. If I do 2 reacts a day, let's do a median of $5. So you can see it's $100 a month, which is not much. But I also haven't been spamming videos, right? I have been focusing on the game, making the game. But let's say I were to focus, like this is 4 videos I made, or I think it's 5 videos or 6. And on average, I get between 4 to a lot more. This one is my best video. That is $12. And then this one here is $2 only. It depends, right? Obviously, you get better the more you do, and it reinforces itself, right? So basically, the way this works is, if you take a look at this here, when I do a video, the views for my other videos go up. Can you... whatever. Okay, so it does load. So, for example, when I do, let's say, this is the stream, right? You can see here how the views just completely dropped down because I wasn't uploading at all. Well, vacation and focusing on the game. And then as I started uploading again, obviously it jumped back up. And I don't know why these numbers don't show. And now I stopped again because, again, I'm focusing on the game. I'm not focusing on YouTube. I do have some content lined up, but I just focus on the game. I want the game to be really good. And so, but let's say I did that, right? I would have to at minimum do 2 videos a day, and we would have to take an average between, like this one is an outlier, I would say, right? Let's take one that is more reasonable, like is Godot actually good? This one here. I would say that's a reasonable video. That is $6. And so you would have to average this to $4 to be realistic. Obviously, you're going to have outliers in both directions. But let's say we average this to $4. You see how I would have to do at least 3 reacts a day? Then that is $12, and that would still not be enough. And so I would literally just have to do reacts, and maybe even 4. And if I do 4 reacts, you guys know my times, I would not be developing the game at all. Make higher effort videos? Yeah, so I have a plan for my videos. I want to do a mix of higher effort videos together with reacts, because I like reacts. And so I think that is a better strategy than just spamming reacts. So now you know the bigger picture, or the picture behind the scenes of this. That's just the way it is. So that there is my man saying, I appreciate the $10. I banned you, but I appreciate it, man. Let me play the donate the tip, I guess.
Sengo 5x7, my man. Thank you for $10. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
Okay.
Speaking the truth gets you banned. Banning a first-time chatter. Pathetic. After the timeout, I'll return as a reformed chatter.
Crying for money equals %. Yeah, no, I'm not crying for money. I'm just stating facts. I don't my financial situation is okay, because I work. Yeah, so the Fiverr guy is still working on the animation, and it will take 1 to 2 more weeks until he's done. So that's why I stopped talking about it. Sponsorships are great, but they're not every day. And especially if you cannot count on sponsorships, at least on my size, because it's an opportunity that arises sometimes, but it's not something that you can bank on, because if you do that, now you're leaving it up to chance. So no, I do not count sponsorships at all, at least not at the moment. Obviously, as you grow, and let's say I were to do 3 to 4 YouTube videos every day, I would grow, especially on YouTube. I would grow because even though they only give like 10 subs sometimes or 8 subs, it adds up, right? 8 subs a day times 4, that's a lot of subs, and then that ramps up really quickly. However, sponsorships are usually it's like rolling the dice, let's say. And especially when you're a smaller creator. And so you cannot bank on this to be stable enough to feed a family, let's say. So I do not want to do that. I want to actually look at something that is stable, if that makes sense. So I would have to look at, something that I can actually control. Why don't you upload videos about the development of your game? I did do that. They got 200 views and no one gave a fuck. What I would... it would be a waste of time, essentially. People do not care if I make an item system. And I can tell you from experience that today's stream on YouTube, not so much on Twitch, but on YouTube, will get less views compared to the stream where we talked about Randy. Reason being, I've done this coding stream a gazillion times and it's nothing new to the audience. If I were making a new game today and we do a 3D game, I bet your ass we would have 100 plus views on YouTube. Now, I'm not crying about this. I'm just stating a fact, okay? Like, listen, everything that I say here is not me crying, okay? I'm not unhappy about the situation. I'm just saying how it is. And so I deliberately choose to do it this way because for me, the game is just more important. I want to be recognized as a game developer, and so I'm putting my effort there at the moment. 8 subs a day keeps the Bürgergeld away. So yeah. More views is good. Yeah, but I'm not doing this for views. I'm doing this to make a good game so I can make another game. And now obviously I could farm views, earn money, and then take myself time with the game, right? More develop the game more offline. But I actually like developing the game online, at least in part, right? I do a lot of coding off stream too. Started doing that just because I just like the silence in coding too. So, but yes, I want to do a mix of both, and I know that's not the best thing for content. It just is not. Yeah, Primogen has the same issue. When he goes to coding, let's say he has 2,000 viewers, he starts coding, it drops down to 1.5. Because people just are not that interested in general, right? There are some people that are interested in that, but not everyone. These videos only do good when the changes are substantial. You would have to release one every 2 to 3 months for them to be viable. Yes, you need substantial changes for your game. And yes, I could potentially do that. I guess I can try it again, but I told myself that I would do one last video about my game when it's finished. The entire journey from start to finish, a stream VOD mostly, where I prepare builds from very beginning to the very end of the game, and we go and play every single one of these builds on stream. That will be like 1 to 2 hours worth of content. Maybe more, don't know. That will be a good VOD to upload to YouTube, I know that. And then I will do another very short video, let's say 20 minutes at most, where I talk about the development process and what I learned and specifics, like what I always say, like specifics. For example, about the Steam page debacle that I had, changing the entire Steam page. Maybe putting up the Steam page too early, not doing a playtest, putting out a demo, never updating, like so many things that I did wrong, and like solutions to problems that I had, so others could follow these if they want to. I don't want to get into politics. I just like talking about this stuff more. But I will get into, like, listen, I know that there's a lot of views to be had when talking about AAA and releases, and for example, the big Assassin's Creed debacle, and then the Nintendo lawsuit with Palworld is one of my better videos too. Let's see, Palworld, right? Might as well check it out right now. Palworld. There was actually a more effort video. Actually, it didn't do that well. 3 point. I mean, that was a long time ago. Did actually much better than my videos back then. Yeah, so like 3 times better. And yeah, many of these drama videos usually do well, yeah. Not all of them. Embrace the Asmon grift. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's definitely a way to do it. I would just rather make the game, learn about it, and then... Like, for me, it's more important at the moment to be recognized as a game developer rather than, let's say, a YouTuber or streamer. And so, yeah, that's what I'm trying to focus on. What do you do as a daily job? Is it related to software? Yeah, it's basically like being a problem solver, you could say, but it's software related, of course, yeah. Like today, for example, I was trying to look for a problem in a database. And now I gathered some information and I could isolate the problem to a PHP file. most likely. I haven't fixed it yet, but it's probably that PHP file somewhere. Or it's either a data problem or a PHP file problem, like a coding problem. So tomorrow hopefully I'll figure out the issue. Well, that's just one part, right? There's many different things. Professional problem solver, but can't solve... I've solved all of my problems so far. Now, obviously, the game is still a big problem that I'm working on, but it's not like I won't be able to solve issues in the game. You're wrong. And I know you're rage baiting. Would devlogs help you get more clients from YouTube? No, not for my game. Not for the tower defense game. I think devlogs about my Gothic clone, Souls-like Gothic clone, that would get a lot of views. And I will most likely do devlogs about those. Because then I already have the... When I do that in the future, I will have the credibility of having released a game and actively supporting a game while making a new one. So that gives me credibility. And then a devlog about a Survivor's clone game, a 3D game, is just much more easy to do and cool to show off the different, let's say, areas and skills and enemies. You know, basically good B-roll footage. It's much easier than a static tower defense game that basically looked shit for like 90% of its development. So yes, I will do that then, because I know that these videos do very well. What percentage of your income comes from being an influencer? 30%. Something? Approximately? I guess? Yeah, it's not much. It's not much. The biggest problem is that the ad revenue for Twitch is going down. And so YouTube ad revenue is starting to rival Twitch ad revenue. And I have like 4 times more viewer on Twitch, sorry, than on YouTube. And that's just ridiculous in my opinion. And it has to do with, you know, the political bullshit that happens on Twitch and all of these streamers not getting banned and advertisers pulling out, stuff like that, right? But that's not something I can control. Stream on Kick 2. The category on Twig for game development is too small. I could try it out. Maybe I will. I don't have any issues streaming to Kick. I don't care. I don't really care what people say. You know, there will be some people who will most likely say, oh, how can you stream on that platform? But I don't really care about that. I might try it out again in the future. But I can barely handle 2 chats. I made a separate executable that reloads the program after a change. Is it actually smart? Or do I use DLL files? I made a separate executable that reloads the program after a change. Wait, so you make 2 executables, TikTok? I think it's better if you do a DLL for your reloading. Let's say your DLL is the game, and then the executable is the engine, and the engine loads the game. That's how I have it set up. Now, if it works for you, man, who cares, right? What language do you use at your job? Well, at the moment, it's PHP, and then, yeah, mostly PHP, JavaScript. Isn't it good for visibility that Kick has a small game dev circle? Maybe. Like, you could say... It's basically... I mean, setting it up is basically nothing, right? Even if I don't engage with chat, it could act as a funnel to Twitch. Essentially, right? But I would not read Twitch... Twitch. Not Twitch. What's it called? I would not read TikTok chat at all. So I would probably do some permanent title where it's like, join me on Twitch. C++ game dev, join me on Twitch, not reading chat or something. Because I'm already overwhelmed with 2 chats. I don't really want to read 3. Kick. Yeah, no, not... Oh, wait. Yeah, Kick, not TikTok. No, Kick would be... Yeah. Would 3 videos a day be more work than your job, Cakes? 3 videos a day would probably be an hour work. Maybe 2. If it's React videos. Because a React video, usually you don't have to cut much, you still have to listen to it. because there could be some mistakes, or sometimes when I listen to the React, I would cut out me talking so that people can hear the voice of the video. Sometimes I talk over the video, right, little boy? And that's annoying, so sometimes I do that. Or I do some small cuts, but for the most part, yeah, cutting the videos doesn't take that long, and then I have to make a thumbnail, and I spent a lot of time on that. Kick could make you a lot of money. There's not enough traction to the software game development category on Kick. I do remember though that when I did stream on Kick, I had like 3 viewers, which obviously can scale over time, right? But people on Kick, I feel like they just don't really want to watch game development, bro. They kind of want to do something else. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not even logged in, but let's see software. Software development. I mean, it is definitely getting a little bit better. This has risen up. This is not English. So yeah, I could maybe get to like 5 or 10 viewers here. Check pools and hot tub. No, I do not want to get banned on Twitch, bro. I don't know what they show there. So, no. I mean, we'll see, right? I'll think about it for sure. Because a sub on Kick is 90% revenue for me. Let's say I get 2 subs on Kick. That's like almost $10. You would be the first, the best the dev streamer on Kick to like 1 person. I guess, but yeah. Anyways, so I guess that's enough. So that is, if you are like curious, that's my, let's say, online situation. Again, the VODs, the live VODs on YouTube are starting to rival the Twitch VODs in terms of revenue. And that's kind of crazy because I barely get any viewers there compared to Twitch, which is really sad because it's like compared to, let's say, a year or 2 before, I tripled my viewers, maybe even quadrupled them, but the ad revenue stayed mostly the same, which, you know, that's really, it's kind of heartbreaking. Like, it feels like you're not making much progress, though the sponsorship opportunities are also there, of course. There's a program called streamer.bot, not an ad, for merging chats. Yeah, but I want to have something like this, right, where I can just see everything. Like that, I can see 2 chats. I could, like, maybe have the chat merged here, but I really like this part here. It's really cool. Like, this dashboard is cool. And thank you for following, man. Appreciate it. And you too. Sis and Dre. Good morning, man. Reacts, you barely add value to it. Be grateful to even have some revenue from it. Okay, you're gone. I add a lot of value. Fuck you. And yeah, I'm gonna give you 20 minutes. You know, it's actually, I put a lot of work into these. Goodbye, man. Asshole. Hey, Cupertino, how you doing, man? If I was sitting there like XQC, I would agree with you, but I'm not. So, leave me alone, okay? Alright, unpausing notifications, and now we're going to work on items. Item merging and playtesting a little bit. And yeah, just filling out the skill tree, and I'll probably do as well. I'll probably do the obstacle collision today. That would be great. And I kind of want to work on something that's been bothering me. If I increase my attack radius range, projectiles, the lifetime of projectiles, I'll show you what the problem is. I'll show you. If I give the bow stat range and I increase it by 100%, basically twice as much range. Let's wait for it to load. So this is twice as much range. Look what happens to the arrow. Here. The arrow disappears before it reaches the target because the lifetime of the projectile is shorter because I have a timer for the lifetime of the projectile. And what I want to have happen is the range is the first indication of how far the projectile should fly. And after that, I start increasing the timer for the projectile to see how far it flies beyond that circle, so that I can never have, like, basically, like, the lifetime is annoying because it's another factor to scale. That makes it tedious because range should tell you how far projectiles fly, and then projectile lifetime should extend beyond that. Why not just increase the lifetime? Because it's tedious. Because now, if I turn one knob, I need to turn another knob because the first knob is making it. It basically is bad design. Doesn't it stop at the end of the range? No. Like, listen here. I'll show you. I'll give it a lot of PS. Let's give it 100 PS. So it never stops flying, and then start lifetime. Let's increase that by 400%, 500%. Basically, projectiles fly further depending on the lifetime. Watch this. He's gonna shoot another arrow. Well, let's do it like this when they come here. Watch this. Look at this arrow. Look how far it flies. It basically flies into Africa because of the lifetime associated with it. It never stops flying. Now, if I decrease the lifetime, if I say, okay, well, I have minus 20% increased lifetime, so the arrows fly very short. The arrows are alive for a very short amount of time. Watch what happens when he starts to attack. I think that's the problem. You show the range for when the Tangy sees the enemy, not for the max projectile range. See, that's not a problem. The range is basically where I start attacking. The problem stems from that the projectile can disappear before it reaches the edge of the circle. And so good design would be you reach the edge of the circle and then the lifetime extends beyond that for a very short amount of time. And when you scale that lifetime, you are scaling that beyondness, if that makes sense. And so, for example, what you could do for mages is they have a very small lifetime beyond the circle, but for rangers, the projectiles fly much further. And now that makes a ranger much better at a scaling range because the projectiles just fly much further. But the mage, they have different scaling factors. You still working full time? No, I'm working 10 hours a week. Database dev or backend dev? Like both. Both. Database, backend, both. Could you change it so that the lifetime is based on 1 to 0? It counts down based on the interval of the origin position and the computed target location, giving you a desired range plus modifiers. So basically what you're saying is, no, it should always be a constant distance in my opinion. Basically what that means is, let's do that here. If I have a circle and I start shooting from the middle of the circle, an arrow should always at minimum fly this far, and then it should always have a certain distance beyond that, and depending on which direction I shoot, it's always the same. If I hit an enemy early, that should not... If I attack a target early, that should not change the extended distance to something like this. Because you're saying that here's the 0 to 1 range, right? The 0... My god! 0 to 1 range. That would make the arrow fly different distances depending on what you're shooting. That creates an inconsistent result, which I don't like. It needs to be consistent. basically, it's simple, guys. It's simple to program. All I need to do is update projectiles. In update projectiles, the lifetime projectile lifetime only takes into account if we are beyond the range. So we need to have a projectile range. That is the range. Oh, speed. Inside it could be constant speed either to calculate. Collector of stuff, I'm gonna have to ban you for an hour because you hate stirring, man. Shut the fuck up, man. Go somewhere else with your hate. Okay, you're annoying. I told you a gazillion times, go and bring drama somewhere else, not in my chat. Don't talk bad about other streamers, other people in this chat, okay? You are breaking a rule of mine every time, and so you're gonna have to face the repercussions of it. Stop. I don't care, man. Listen. I don't give a fuck about that situation at all. I do not care. And I don't wanna have to read messages about that too. So... and just be respectful to other people here, okay? Hey, I'm Rain. Good morning, man. This channel is not about drama. All right, let's see. Projectile range. We need to figure out... or we need to reduce the time. What am I using the T value for? Projectile speed. Good afternoon. What new feature are we adding today? Good afternoon, bro. We are adding... we're currently... I mean, I wanted to do work on items, but essentially I'm currently working on a projectile. I wonder how that works in Bloons. If it works exactly as I think it does in Bloons. So let's say we have a situation where... let's see, Shift L. If I take this here, right, guys? And in Bloons I increase my range, my radius, by, let's say, 10%. Increase my radius by 10% and make it bigger. What happens to the extension here? Does it still extend the same distance beyond that range like it did before? Or does it also scale, I guess, this part by plus 15%? I wonder. Hey, Zanzeppel, good morning. Cake, since we are not talking about Pirate. 805,000 billion signups. Yeah, it's cool. Stop Killing Games has so many signups. It's awesome. I support it. It's great. And I think it can reach 1 million. I really like that it's gaining traction again. I think it's a good thing. I've talked to many other game developers. I talked to Null Exception a lot. I asked many questions in other areas. And while I do agree that there will be a lot of work if you have a game that... total number of signatures. Yeah, that's awesome. If you have a game that is completely server-side and you haven't thought about designing the game so that whenever the server dies off, the player cannot play anymore, and now you have to change it retroactively, let's say for Path of Exile, which it would apply to Path of Exile because it's still alive, the game that is. That's just gonna be a lot of work, but it would also be cool. I heard that Chris Wilson has a new YouTube channel. You know, maybe I don't know how popular that is. Maybe he reads comments there. Maybe I can ask him for an interview, and that could be... I would more want to talk to him because of C++ and how they got started and blah, 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 right? And how they made their game and how they work with feedback and stuff like that. Basically how they are developing the game. But I would also ask him, well, what if Stop Killing Games applied to Path of Exile? How much work would that be for you? Would that break you or not? And because I think if anyone can answer this question, it would be either him or Jonathan. One of the two. And so if he doesn't know, he can do a one. Hey, Jonathan, you know that? Do you know that? Actually, can you answer that question for me? And then he's going to ask Jonathan, right? Not on the interview, but yeah. So, yeah, that would be great. I'm actually thinking about it, but I don't think he would talk to me at all. Because I have not released a single game, man. I'm a nobody. The PoE in beta was client-side and they had bot/cheater problems, so they moved to server-side. Yeah, like I can see why, right? And these problems would appear again if, let's say, the game dies off, the server dies off. These problems would appear again, but it's not about that. It's about me as a single player booting up Path of Exile and playing it, and not necessarily expecting a shop, an economy, an online world presence of players that I can trade with. It is about me just being able to boot up the game, because the game has a single player campaign, well, a campaign, and it has content that you can play solo. There's solo self-found content, right? There's even servers for this, or leaks for this, right? Initially, it would be less work for them to adapt to the new laws, you think? Can you turn off your pizza drawings? I'm getting hungry here. I see. I see. Okay. Anyways, let's work on the projectiles. Cakez, I've been following you for a while, but I wanted to see another game idea.
Check.
My question is, how long do you intend to make this to finish the game? Is that
Doesn't work on AMD.
I want to finish early access this year.
Unbalanced game.
Hopefully.
Check.
And then start working on a new one as well.
Yapping all day.
Yeah.
Check.
Hopefully it works out.
This
This will be the last big rework I do on my game, and then I will add content. It still needs to make sense. But yes.
Don't be afraid of death and you will be stronger. Up in your tap every evening and never turn it off. Add blee arc to the food and throw it in the forest.
Oh my god, shut up! With these long welcome messages, man. So annoying. Did you do programming before starting game development? Yeah, a little bit. Oops. Before starting game design, I did do some programming. Yeah. Maybe you need to start gym content, Cakez. Listen, man, I just want to go to the gym and be alone. Like, I see, like, that could be appealing. I could make an Instagram, and like, I thought about it, but
and you'll be stronger. Good
I
game
will see,
will
man.
sell.
Like, maybe in the future.
The money
I do
will
like
come
doing
to
gym
you.
content for sure. Because I think it's just way too much talk on there too. Like, it's mostly about being consistent, like, with everything, right? And so I think that would be a great voice to have. All right, let's see. So we need to figure out that the projectile does not run out. Here, this one, the lifetime. And so we need to figure out a minimum range before we start counting down the time. When do we count down time? Here. We only start counting up time when we have reached the minimum range.
Hope you have a good time, Cakez.
And then the time scales with that. Yeah.
Fuck Cakez.
So basically,
fuck pirate software base.
We just do this. Target homing strength here. We put that close here, and we do if project. And awesome, that's cool. Distance moved, distance traveled. That's what I added yesterday. If that's greater than the minimum range,
someone
then we
putting his dick in water.
start
What is
adding
this?
in
What the fuck?
extend projectile range beyond the range.
What the fuck?
Beyond the attack radius.
Am I so out of touch? No.
Sandsepal just subscribed.
Hä? Nein, lass
Yo
das.
was G8.
Ich sitze hier. Das ist kaltes Wasser an den Füßen. Das ist wie ein Cooling System für Computer, nur für Menschen. Yeah, it's cooling.
That's actually a strategy because you have longer iframes.
Like I'm a human cooling system.
Hell yeah, mother! Oh! Keep spamming your attacks! Yes, bro! Keep spamming them! Boom, boom, boom!
I lost my ventilator. Shit. I mean, now it's gonna be a bit more warm, but I guess we're still winning. I don't have big shoes. I have my feet in cold water, but the water's starting to get warm actually. It's been sitting there since 3 a.m. It's actually helpful, you know. You put a somewhat cold pot where you can put your feet in of water, and you put your feet in it, and then it cools down your feet and the blood in your feet, and since your blood circulates, it also cools down your body. And so I have not actually been sweating today much, which is great. And then you put a somewhat of a wet towel on top of you. It's actually been working very well, man. It's like, you know, in computer systems. I don't have air conditioning, bruh. Put the bottle in the freezer and then put that bottle in that water. Just buy it? Just buy it, bro. Shut up! You're so lucky. You are so damn lucky. So, wait. So, we need to have a const float min range, which is this. Gets that value range. Let's call it projectile range, actually. Proj range. And then we can do a const float proj life. We do have lifetime here though. Lifetime. So we just need the proj range to calculate from the range, and then the lifetime is the extension. This is the extended lifetime beyond the attack radius range.
Dirty dog fucker, no soap, no skill, no original ideas, balloons, steal a bastard,
Find a
no
father
clue,
guy.
no knowledge, no games released, no good
Free
text,
to
no
lick your-
code, dumb idiot, react, Andy, fuck
I'm
off,
gonna ban you
stop
for that,
streaming,
bitch.
okay, champ.
Can you stop being weird, man? If I coded this perfectly, this will just work and be green now. Oh my god, I'm so fucking good!
Hey,
Sorry.
bitte dich.
Ist die Tür dazu?
Ja, aber trotzdem,
Okay.
man wird dich trotzdem.
Man, I can't even celebrate being a good programmer, man. And it's warm. And my feet are getting warm because the water's getting warm. And my wife took away my cooler. My not the air conditioner, but the what is this thing called that blows air into you? Man? What is this thing called? Like, she's basically just gimping me, man. A fan. Yeah, she took away the fan. Asshole. Let's see if that works. Damn, that's a long... That is a long travel distance. Wait. Bow. Yeah, maybe because I... Wait, but projectile lifetime is reduced. Okay, wait. That's interesting. Let's not add any projectile lifetime. Base stats. Life... projectile. Okay, here's a lifetime. Yeah, I guess enemies shoot. Okay. Cakez, where in Europe are you from? Root Cakez. I'm from Germany. And why am I root? What did I do? There's only one person working in this household, you clown. Yeah, that's me. You're a clown. Goodbye, bitch. Thank you. Alright. I'm working, she's taking care of the home. And then I cook too. Okay, bitch? I heard name calling. Yeah, I'm kind of in a bad mood today, okay? Didn't sleep much, so I'll try my best to fix my language tomorrow, but I just lost my fan and I'm starting to get warm now. And it's really annoying because I'm getting warm. And it's like, this is the heat maximum, right? Isn't it? Aren't we at the peak now? Oh my god, almost. Thank goodness. So it's supposed to rain soon, hopefully. Please, man. I'm actually gonna... Wait, when is that happening? 1 a.m.? Oh, I'm gonna celebrate that. Yeah. I'm gonna get myself some sweets and celebrate that time. It's gonna be glorious, guys. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, I can't move much, guys, okay? I'm just going to be the static programmer guy that doesn't talk much, but it's like really five-head, you know? Because it's laser focused. Ranger. Lifetime. Yeah. Lifetime 0.3. So basically, if I don't do that at all, let's see what happens when I place this guy here. Restart. And then I'll put this guy. Wait, restart again. Let me see here what happens. The projectile should disappear here. Disappear, please. Please. If it works, then I'm a good coder. The projectile doesn't... Okay, so I do need at least a minimum of lifetime, because it's completely... Of course. Yeah, I know what happens. I have no lifetime at all. And I need to make sure that this only happens if we have traveled the distance. Now, okay. Now the T value, right? That I'm generating here. Projectile time be divided by lifetime. That is 0. And that would be 1. I wanna fade it out though. Okay, now that works, right? Did I build this? Bro, I'm getting really mad at you, bro. Did I build this or not? I think I did, actually. Ah, man. Do I use lifetime somewhere else? Projectile time. Angle. Shit, it uses the projectile's time too. God damn it. Oh, man. For rotation. This sucks. Does Prime grant immunity to bans? Prime subbing? Nah, not really. I mean, Mr. Amida is immune because he's like the #1 guy, but usually no. Uh-huh. You can't be serious, bro. So do I need to create at least a minimum of lifetime on base? Shit, man. What if I do 0.1? Someone got perma-banned right after donating $600. On my stream a long time. Yeah, I think I did that. Yeah, that was a dumb mistake. I was not having a bad day.
Up. My man, thank you for $10.
Did I ban you?
More diapers for Zoe.
Appreciate it, man. Okay, so the dumb projectile flies into Africa, even though it's only supposed to be there for like a fraction of a second. Are you actually for real, man? You're making me so mad. Oh, you're making me so mad, bro. Cause distance traveled. It's got to like you've got to. Huh? What's another happen? Thank you very much for $10 terrain head pull up, man. I really appreciate the support, man. Holy. That happens way too late. You have a logic error? I do. Somewhere. For sure. Maybe the projectile range is not the same as the attack radius of the guy. Maybe this is not the full picture. Damn it. Before it did work, but we need to make it differently. Work differently. Projectiles having a lifetime is good, but if I have to scale lifetime and range separately, then I can scale range beyond the lifetime, and that sucks. The lifetime should happen after I reach the edge. I have an idea. Pissed off Reddit with Stop Killing Games post. Your post about Stop Killing Games, you pissed off Reddit? Wasn't that to be expected, bruh? Like, you have a very unpopular opinion. I mean... You think that Reddit is like, yeah. Everything pisses off. True. I know, yeah. I mean... Alright, let's see. I want to draw a line from the projectile.position to projectile.position plus projectile.range direction, sorry, times range. Projectile range. I want to draw a line. Let's see. So the moment I shoot a projectile, and then what we will do, I have a tool in the game that allows me to step debug. Shit, I see. I should not draw a line. I need to do game state debug lines dot add. And then we need to add that line here. So basically the line is A and B. So that is projectile.position, projectile.position plus projectile.direction times projectile range. And I might have to scale this to UI and then... Hey, my man, Mr. Travis, hope you're doing good. Yes, it's really warm, but otherwise I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking, bro. Hope you're doing good too. And I kind of ignored you yesterday after asking your question. So I'm going to ask you again today, but this time I'm not going to ignore your answer. How's your game coming along in your engine? Sorry, I asked. I did not pay attention to it yesterday. I apologize, man. It's way early for that. Still ignoring, ironing out some low-level issues, making a 3D isometric action RPG. Holy, what the hell? So basically Baldur's Gate. I like without the isometric part, I guess. You found the answer, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I totally missed that yesterday. Okay, now it should actually draw us the line. I need to scale it from the world to the UI, of course. So essentially what we need to do is world to UI. It's crazy how much work goes into making an engine, right, Mr. Travis Roman? It takes so long to get to a point where you have a workflow that is not terrible. Like, you can make it work really fast, but it needs to be a workflow that also doesn't take 10 years. It does, but it's worth it. But why? See, like, I've been asking this myself. See, like, why is this so large, the range? It should not be that large. It should be the blue circle. Why is it larger for the projectile than it is for... Maybe because of the bow? No, I mean, it just changes the range to 100%, increases that. It's not a real circle. Oh, you're right. It's not a real circle. You're right. Actually, you're correct. So I would need to take into account that since we are flying in a direction. What's up with the NPC music, Cakes? It's a Pokemon. Or is it? I think it is, yeah. So what is your point? Because you will be able to use it going forward for other projects. I will be able to use it. Yeah, but I mean, you can... I mean, I don't like talking about Godot, man. I'm not a big fan of it, but let's say Godot was really good. You could do the same with Godot, because it doesn't cost any money. Or let's say Game Maker, you buy that for 100 bucks. You could still use systems you made in Game Maker for your next projects. Like yesterday we watched one that was really successful, the 200... Here, I'll show you. Where is it? This guy right here. He's been using Game Maker. And he's been reusing many of his systems in his games. So you can do the same thing in engines too. See that, like the reason why I'm talking about this is because I realize all of these things now. Like, I'm not sad or mad that I went down the C++ route. I learned a lot, but I also see that. Okay, well, maybe you just can't stand working in engines. Fine, right? That's okay. But, like, if you're thinking in terms of speed and features, I don't know, man. Maybe in my next game, and I use my framework for my next game, I'll be lightning fast. I don't know. You could have used SDL and saved so much trouble. I don't know necessarily. I have to say, Cakez, I don't check it often. But each time I do, I'm legit impressed with your progress. Nice going, bro. We love to see it. You're gonna get your $5 later after the stream, okay, bro? Nice. Thank you very much. Oh, what a nice person. I like that a lot. Thank you, man. Yeah, totally authentic first message. Appreciate that a lot. Awesome. Do you use any library to calculate things like position, velocity, value? No, you don't need that because it's literally just 2 floats, man. Position is 2 floats. And velocity is a float. And a direction is 2 floats. Again, it's X and Y, at least in 2D. So, like, no, you don't need that. You just need 2 floats. And doing a plus on this is just plussing the 2 floats. And then other things, yeah. But you can use a library for that, like GLM, that takes away all of the more complicated stuff, like dot product, matrix multiplication with vectors, vector transposing of vectors, many other things, projection matrices from vectors, from positions, cameras, stuff like that. Your game could have already been released using another engine. Have you ever stopped to think about it? Maybe. Maybe. See, like I credited. Not credited. What is the word? I don't want to say it like that because it's bad English, but essentially I use this guy as an example of someone who's made 3 games, let's say in Game Maker, right? But this guy spent many years before that making nothing. And, well, he did something, but it didn't lead to something that was finished and sellable. And so everyone, and he's been making games for more than 5 years before starting on making like real games. And so would that be the case? Or would I have just spent 4 years, 3 years making slop projects in Unity or Game Maker and also had nothing to show? You don't know that because game development is a skill that you develop over time. And so I think everyone goes through this period, and it's very rare that you see a game developer with their first project that they ever tried. They open up Unity for the first time ever, and they make a successful game with their first project. I don't think that can even happen, man. So it's all about making mistakes, learning, and then trying again. So anyways, why is this longer? Because it's not a real circle, and so if it was a real circle, it would actually be correct. So I wonder if that's true. Which then is obviously... I want to test that. Hello. Oh, let's see. There we go. And then we use the direction. We are now scaling it to an ellipse. And if that is correct, what you're saying, because it's not an ellipse, then now the resulting line should actually match up with the circle. At least as close as possible from the center to the circle. Because if we take this line and put it here, I think it would match up. Let's just see. Please tell me that works. Oh wow. Shit. Oh, I see it. The line moves, of course, the line moves with the projectile. But when the projectile starts, it actually shows the correct line. So that's great. Now that we have the actual distance, why are you not using an IDE that actually shows suggestions as you type? That sounds incredibly painful. I am, but the IDE has gotten so slow that it's not showing anything. Don't listen to first timers. You will repeat their noob mistakes. How many wish lists does the game have now? 1.3k, nothing. So the game is not doing too hot, but we are still going to develop until the game is done and in a playable state and fun enough to play, and then we'll see. We'll try our best. If it works, it works. If it fails, we make a new game. Okay, guys, it's a little bit difficult to track this because the movement distance of the projectile depends on the x-axis, the speed and the time. So traveling distance for the projectile will... How do we do that? Because it's not just movement distance. Move distance. Yeah, alles gut. Okay, it's okay. No global dialogues array. No random numbers. No one knows what they mean. No 12 levels of annotation. No real game dev. I have a global dialogues array, actually, I think. So. Okay, guys. I don't know how to fix this. Maybe I need to generate the lifetime depending on the range of the projectile, but it's an ellipse, man. So how can I get the distance traveled depending on the direction? Guys, is that possible? If I take a... Wait, is that actually... I want to see that. We take the direction times the move distance. And then we build the length of that. Test length. Is the test length less than the movement distance because the direction is scaled as an ellipse? This is a square root, by the way. Kinda sucks, but let's see. Eh? Oh yeah. Test length is 20. Wow, it actually works. Okay, so basically test length takes into account the... I mean, the direction of the... It does change, though. The direction of the projectile can change depending on homing projectiles. So, guys, is it really... I don't have that many projectiles. Yeah. Would it be that inefficient to call length every frame? What do you guys think? Calling length every frame. And then I'm accumulating test length, not the distance to here. I want to see if this actually works. And unfortunately, since, well, I could turn this into a constant that I would compute once. Travel length, I guess. So long as performance is not an issue, I don't remove small things like a square root. Yeah, I know. We could do that too. And we could also we could work in squares here. That would be a very fast improvement if this ever becomes an issue. While you're getting the length, I'll show you. Because the projectile's direction is... I'm working with ellipses in my game, and an ellipse has the property that it is squashed in one direction. My ellipses are squashed in Y direction, so they are much less tall than they are thick. Okay, so I have very thick ellipses, okay? And so this discrepancy, when I take a normal move distance, needs to be applied to how far an arrow travels depending on the direction. If it travels straight up, the move distance of the projectile is actually shorter than it is on the x-axis. Direction is not a unit length. It is... this direction is not. This is scaled by the elliptical height factor, if that makes sense. And the projectile's direction is a unit scale of 1. And so, yeah. And so basically I have both of those. I'm testing out the different... I'm just testing out right now. And so if I want it to be perfect with the ellipse, I want it to disappear when it reaches the edge of the ellipse, then I need to use this, well, adjusted direction. We can call it adjusted direction for the ellipse size. And now I'm just testing out if that would actually work. So we are using the test length and accumulate that to the distance, and whenever the distance projectile range would also need to be oh wow, so we would need to take the direction times that and get the length of this. So we need to get the length twice. It's a bit annoying, but okay. And then we get to the direction here. So we need both of those, the projectile range and the move distance. Or maybe we can keep the move distance, but we adjust the range depending on the direction. So maybe we only need one. I wanna see when this if check happens. Let's see. Let's see. So the projectile flies. When does it disappear? Oh wow. That is some bull crap, man. Maybe because we need to do distance traveled first before we do the distance check. So we do all of that here. Cakes, but if you care for performance, don't do a length, but a squared length, way cheaper. Yeah, that would be the first improvement, of course. It's a little bit finicky. We'll have to see. Let's test that again. It still passes this a little bit. I don't know why. Because maybe it just doesn't move that much and it's not perfect. And so it travels the distance much further than it actually is and then disappears here. So this is where it would disappear, essentially. I think let's just not do that at all, right? Let's say projectile range is just the stat value.
Good day.
And then instead of accumulating tests, we are accumulating... I think it still works. Let's see, test length. Move distance. So, current situation is projectile calls the, let's say, delete projectile path when it is right here. Past, let's say, the right past the edge, which for me is fine. That's totally okay. Let's see what happens when we just work with normal range without the stupid length and stuff. When does it call that? It's still fine. I don't even need to do it. So I thought about it. Actually, it works because... I wonder if it works here too, though. I guess it does. Does it? Guys, I think it's fine. It's totally okay. So, okay. Now, why is it removing this projectile? Collide projectiles. Contains shooting flyer. We have no collision. Return false. Projectile ellipse goes through the chunks. Continue. Draw projectile. Why does it remove the projectile when there's no lifetime? If this is the only remove projectile path, this is the only time when we remove it. Is it though? Wait. Eh? This is drawing it. Ah. Wait. If colliding projectile, then it's got to be in here. We have rectangular collision. So this is where I deleted to. Right? Yes. Just take off the shirt. Okay, let's see. Fiber projectile, direction. We draw the line. I don't see the projectile being time. I mean, this is the only place where this happens. And so why is the projectile gone then? It's too hot. It is too hot, man. 100%, bro. Maybe here? No, that's fine. Alright, guys. So this is... Now it's gonna work, right? Let's see. Why does the arrow not appear? It's completely empty, you see this? It doesn't draw the projectile at all. Ah, wait, maybe because lifetime is 0 and then the color is just 0, but it still collides? No, it doesn't collide at all. Why not? Okay, let's see what happens. We do have a projectile, but why is it not doing anything? Lifetime is 0, yeah, doesn't. Time is 0, so basically our t value is 0, which gives us no speed. Oh, I see. It does not give us speed, because the t value is depending on the range. It depends on the range. Oh, how do we do that? God. Is that annoying? See, this is... Oh, that is annoying. I want to have projectile speed, so it just doesn't move, I guess. Projectile speed, because I'm adding the t value to it, which it depends on the time here, but it could also depend on the range. Ease in cubic. Wait, so I think we do this if check here. Then we do that. Otherwise we do 1 minus ease in cubic projectile.travel distance. Distance traveled divided by... what was the other one? Range. Projectile range. There we go. Okay. Let's see if this works. Take your fish shirt and buy these 2 cakes. What is this? The projectile slows down past the edge. I like that a lot, actually. Okay. And now I can extend the projectiles. Cool. I like that a lot. What if I shoot to the left? How does that feel? Please shoot to the left. Shoot this guy. Aha, so he shoots to the edge and up when he shoots up. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is how it would... Let's get rid of the lines. Okay, that's way too much. Cool, I think we have it. And now I can extend the range depending on... this needs to be... This actually needs to be... Like, I need to add these together. I just noticed. How do I do that? So essentially, the time is an extension. This is the base value. So this is between 0 and 1. This is the extension. It's also between 0 and 1. I need to add those 2 together to generate a new value between 0 and 1. If time is 0, it just falls off. How do we do that? Okay, wait. So basically, we have const float distance t value. That is this. Right? We will never be higher than this, I guess. And then on top of that, we have the const float live time t value, which is projectile.time divided by lifetime. And what I need to do is distance t plus lifetime t. Oh wait, is it simple? Is it that simple? Is it const float t value? Is that just projectiles? Projectile.travel distance plus projectile.time?
Clown Tamer, my man, thank you for $3. Honestly, I respect your lineage. Not everyone can trace their ancestry back to the great honkening of 73, when the eldest clown emerged from a collapsing bouncy castle. And you've really leaned into it, right down to your aura smelling faintly of rubber noses and balloon animals.
And then one minus. I appreciate the support, bro. What a nice person you are. Thank you very much for $3, bro. Thank you very much, man, for the support. Guys, you know why I'm happy? You know why I'm really happy? We are at the peak. So, basically, you need to invert this into like a whole. We have reached the worst part. It's only getting better from now on. That's why I'm happy. Look at these values here, guys. 16 degrees. Mwah. Because you got $3? No, $3 is fine too. But I'm happy about this. 35 degrees. Yeah. Peak is a good game. Oh, yeah, I saw a Queso and Jinxie and XQC play that yesterday for like 10 minutes. It was quite fun. Yeah. You could see Queso's frustration with these noobs in his team. Lol. Our start from 45, lol. God damn. Okay, give me a second. I need to stretch. Give me a second here. I deleted that line. There we go. So const float t is this. Let's test if this works. And then I will draw the debug line. That does not work. The line doesn't work. But let's see if this works. Okay. Let's test. Okay, that does seem to work, but it fades out to... The arrows don't disappear. Uh-oh. They stay there. They kill these guys. It's kind of funny. Looks awesome. But that's not what I want. Okay, so the arrows don't disappear. And the easing... Oh, I'm not applying the easing function. I'm dumb. Okay, wait. Here's where we need to do ease in cubic on this entire thing. Because that's going to be a value between 0 and 1. Holy, that's a big one. Look at this function. Ja, aber ist schon wieder. Okay. Ja, wenn du so scrollst, dann wird das schlimmer. Hier. Du kannst das auch testen, indem du das einfach so reintust auf ganz links, ja. Und dann immer, wenn du das bewegst, ja. Wenn das die Lampe, ich glaube die Lampe ist hier irgendwo, ne? Wenn die Lampe angeht, dann wird es heißer, weil die Lampe bedeutet, ich werde gerade heißer. Okay. Wenn du das irgendwo hindrehst und die Lampe geht sofort aus, dann wird es kälter. Also du kannst irgendwo in der Mitte anfangen, okay. Ne, meinetwegen hier, und dann machst du es...
Gardine, das ist ein bisschen zu info, too much.
Achso,
also,
ja,
was ich
okay.
gewollt habe, was ist denn richtig, wenn ich die Gardine möge?
Keine Ahnung, ich würde so anfangen und gucken. I feel like a housewife, man. Like, why is that my job? Bro, why do I have to teach my wife how to use a Steam like these? It's crazy, bruh. I'm not reading that, Mr. Rico. I won't read it. No, you can write anything. Yeah, if it's too long, yes. I'm not going to work because I work from home. Idiot. Okay, let's see how that has. Oh, that feels good. That feel. But okay, so the projectiles don't disappear. Why do you not disappear, lady? Maybe if t is greater or equals to 1, I make the projectile disappear. That's how simple it is. We are decreasing the time here. And all we need to do is just ask, is t value greater or equals to 1? I wonder why this never happens. Or is it 1 or 0? T goes from 1 down to 0, so it needs to be less or equals to 0, right? I wonder if this happens. And then I also want to see the watch window for the lifetime and stuff. Work Omega lol. Work Omega lol. Okay, well, what is the lifetime? Why did that not? Okay, 0. And proj.time is also 0. Whatever. Okay, let's see. Now they did. Maybe it needs to be. Wait. Huh? Oh no, wait. Yeah, it got. Sorry. It's this. Oh, hey, Yoda, my man. German is an interesting language. Hello, who cares on YouTube? Good morning, too. Yeah, then 0. Yeah, thank you, Quick Gaming. I appreciate that, man. Yep. That is correct. Cool. Look at this, guys.
Ja. Ist jemand an der Tür wegen Strom? Kannst du kurz rauskommen und die
Oh my God.
Beine gerade?
Ja, alles gut. Ich kann mir nichts. Ich habe erstmal aufgeschrieben und fertig bis später. Okay. Would he get mad if I ask him why he's not using Godot? No, I won't get mad for that. Why? He won't be mad because he is stupid. Oh, great. That's your first message today? Fine. See you in 10 minutes, bro. Noctis. What a nice person. Ah, Sash, right? I came back right at the moment when you're typing a negative message. Damn it, bro. Unfortunate timing. Oof. Sucks to be you, bro. I'll see you in 10 minutes, man. Zoe is like dying. Holy, he's crying a lot. Holy, the water is warmer than outside. I have warmed up water, guys, with my feet. Guys, I need to quickly get cold water again, okay? Give me 5 minutes, okay? I need 5 minutes. It is too warm. My feet are in water, yes. We have like for our laundry, we have this right here. I'll show you. Is there anything bad? Anything leaking me? No? Okay. Let me see. Here, I'll show you. Here. That's what I built. You see the water here? Can you see that? That's where my feet were in. And I need to quickly replace this with new water. Okay? Because this one's warm. And that sucks. Okay, so while this is gathering more water, cold water, I think we have an issue. Because projectile speed no longer, or does it increase the range? I think projectile range does not take speed increases into account. So we can have an attack radius, but the projectile range is only taking this into account and not the speed of the projectile, which is bad. So basically it would need to add in get stat value ignore base projectile.stats.values on stat projectile speed. So basically everything that increases the speed of the projectile needs to be added on top of this. Oh, that's nice and cold. Nice. Okay, so a little bit more, and then we have ourselves cake selling buff. No, I just tossed it away, bruh. Hat das Fenster offen? The window is open, but the blinds are shut down, man. So it's all good. Hello. Okay, we back, boys. We so back. We have a new load of water. Isn't that amazing? Are we just gonna put it below the desk? Okay, nice. Okay, that's what you gotta do when you when it's so hot, because otherwise you're just gonna get blocked. And then I have like a towel on the floor for like my feet when I need to go outside the water. I need to dry them up. I'm not gonna knock it down. It's stable enough, bruh. Okay, let's continue. Wait, where's my towel? Here. We need that too. No, this one is warm as well. Shall I quickly make this cold? Wait. So basically, for those of you who are wondering what this is called, this is human-sized liquid cooling. Okay, so you're cooling your feet and your torso at the same time, which you can survive. Like, I feel pretty comfortable in 35 degrees Celsius right now. And so I can only recommend. It is really awesome having very cold water on your feet and then a very cool, somewhat wet towel on top. Man, I feel great. I'm not sweating at all. Listen, look, this is dry. This is great. Bad idea? Why? We have AC, buddy. We have AC, buddy. We have AC, buddy. Why is Zoe crying so much? Hello, man. What just happened? It's 40 degrees Celsius here. Oof. God damn. There's got to be like a breaking point where this doesn't work anymore. 100%. Let's see. Okay, projectile speed. Damn, it feels so good. Wait, what if I increase the projectile speed now? What is it though? The projectile speed. Projectile range. I want to see that. Projectile. Stats. You know, super cool. What I don't like about my stat system is also what I really like about it. Ah, so this is the speed per second, right? The pixels per second. I think we need to have a projectile speed value that does not work in pixels per second. Wait, does it though? How do I... Projectile speed. If I increase the projectile speed, it flies further. But the distance is still the same. And I'm extending the distance by the speed factor 2. So I need to extend the distance here, and the speed itself just makes it fly faster. I think that works. Willkommen in Schweden. Plus 40 heute, morgen 13. 14. Bestenfalls. My man. Kaka. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is, you know how we had the discussion about how you learned from me and TCAP that you shouldn't have a complicated stat system? And I agree with you, but I just love tweaking these values here. Like, I can extend my projectile speed now. Look, bow. And I can make my projectile fly further. But I guess you could do that in your system too, right? If you have projectile speed. So... Now, guys, if there's anything speed, if there's anything you take away from you know, such a system, is it's way too complicated. There's too much stuff happening. Let's increase this by 50%. Let's see what happens. That's why I can't stand summertime. In the winter, you can just put on more clothes and go on if you go outside. But in the summertime, you can't avoid the heat. Actually, you can. You can go and swim. Oh, wow. It does work. Look at this. 50% increased speed. Damn. Are you using a framework? No, sir. Madman. Mad. Sorry. Oh, man. That is amazing. Huh. Okay. What if I now... Projectile lifetime. What if I increase the projectile lifetime by percentage values and not by actual numbers? And then I use the projectile's lifetime. No, it's gotta be seconds. Let's test. So what if I do a ranger? And I add lifetime back in. Let's say I make it fly for half a second, which is very far. He uses a $100 blueprint. No, I don't use the framework from Randy. I wonder if this even works. Half a second? I feel like it flies further. But not by much. Let's see. Let's see how far this flies. It's difficult to say. It does fly far. But that's definitely not half a second. Okay, wait. We'll figure it out, guys. So we're going to draw a text on the projectile time. Char pointer text. Wait. Draw render text. Takes in a text. Projectile position. And then the previous position. And I think I needed to do previous position and then position. Projectile position. And then the char. Oops. The char pointer for pointer. Bro, why is there someone at the door just now, man? So every 2 seconds. Piss off, man. Leave me alone. I'm not buying anything. Like the guy at the door earlier just wanted to sell us a better deal for electricity. It's like, bro, I'm streaming right now. Piss off. So, oh my god. Wieso schnell? Wer ist da? Man, I hate this so much, man. Every day I get interrupted when streaming. It's like it's not a single day I can't stream for more than an hour without getting interrupted. It's so frustrating, bro. I hate it. Pisses me off.
I don't get the
It's my
error.
mom.
I did get the error. I did get the error yesterday. Yes.
There we go. Previous position. My map sucks. No, it's not. Obviously not. Let's test that here. Put a sign, I'm broke and my wife is soon out of jail. You don't want to knock. You get interrupted by chat all the time, isn't it worse? No, thing is, let's say I do something where I can make a video out of it. I have to cut every 2 seconds because something happens, man. And also it takes, like I can decide when I engage with chat or read chat. I can't decide when someone knocks on the door, man. That is not in my control. I can control when I read chat. Let's see. That is too quickly. Time is 0. Great. Because I'm not supplying it, am I? I am. Huh? Does it never happen? It does. You stupid? Percentage point to F. Projectile time. Yeah. But it says 0 here. Here it says 0. That's so stupid. Cakez, put on a no soliciting sign on your door. Or one of those that says do not knock. Might help like 50% of the time. No, it doesn't. You know why? Because it's like a house with all of the klingeln in English. The doorbells on the outside right next to each other. And when there's a delivery guy, they just do this. All of them at the same time. That's what they do. They don't give a fuck, man. That is annoying, yeah? It is annoying, especially when your neighbors order many things all the time, which they do. They apparently have too much money. You know, I could be like, okay, fine, once a month. But almost every day? How much stuff are you ordering? God damn. Why is this not interpolated? This is annoying. And the time never increases as well. Wait, am I doing something wrong here? Projectile time? There's no way. There is just no way, brother. I don't agree with... I don't agree. I don't believe you. Wait. Of course. Because I have increased projectile range. So if I do bow... Die Tür kannst du doch zumachen.
Ja, bin dabei.
Nein, bist du nicht. Die Tür ist offen.
Ja,
Gut.
bitte, Bernd, echt, das nervt. Das
Nein.
morgen dahin zu arbeiten.
Close the door. So one thing I'm asking. When I was living in my student flat in Kiel, on one of the main streets, my doorbell and sign stood out from the rest, so any random guy would just ring my door. Until I fully quit opening the door for unannounced people. God damn. No, that would have... Oh my god, that would have driven me insane. You know what I would have done? I would have told my people that knew me, just ring my phone, I'll open you the door, and then I would just disconnect the doorbell. That sounds really annoying. God damn. Okay, let's see. So, projectile speed got decreased by 50% now, which means we should start seeing the countdown for time here when it reaches the edge. Let's see. Please tell me this works, man. Please tell me this works, bro. Time 0. Oh, huh? Time. The time starts way too late, man. What the hell? Hey? Why not? Lifetime. It's usually just people wanting me to pay my TV license. What the hell? That's so weird. Distance, returning projector. I think we can get rid of this for now. Because we have Git. Lifetime. Distance travel. I don't understand. Why does the lifetime happen so late? And how is it only increasing it by that little amount? I'm not taking the range into account here. I don't understand. Lifetime. That's so odd. So lifetime, how much is it? 0.55. That's a lot, man. And then if I take range plus lifetime. Cakez, what's that ASM file doing? Oh, this is an annoying ASM file that keeps opening up when I go into a function where it needs to allocate memory on the stack. And then it shows me this dumbass ASM file. Because it's allocating on the stack memory. It's really annoying. Let me see here. I'm playing Digesium right now and I can't say it's much fun. It's more idle than incremental game. I don't know. Is that a tower defense game? Superco, do you have a link? Interesting. Let me see. Oh man, it should stay alive for half a second. But I guess the projectile range, since I see how it works, since the projectile travels more than the range, it does not take away from the lifetime, which it should. But how much? Oh, that is so complicated. That's annoying. That is so annoying. I feel like lifetime for the projectile should just be a range increase. It should never be about a fixed amount of time, but time should just be a percentage value that is added on top. I think. So basically, I see what happens, what's happening. Basically, we have a projectile that starts out here. And let's say this is the range, R. But since we are doing simulation steps in the game, we can accidentally, like I chose this poorly, but we can accidentally overstep this boundary. And so after, let's say, this is tick 1, this is tick 2, and this is tick number 3. When we are here, we have accidentally overstepped the range by this much. This is our position right now. And so this part right here, the red part, that should be, if we are extending our range by, I don't know, let's say speed or lifetime. Let's say lifetime L. Then I guess we need to remove that part here from the lifetime, because it's already taken here. Clamp snapped the range to the possible tick position. Why do they all klingle by dear? I don't get it, because everyone else is just not opening the door. Oftentimes. Time is distance divided by speed. Hello guys, I'm back from ban. Welcome back, Collector of Stuff. How you doing, man? So I need to reduce that from the lifetime, but by how much? How much of a range increase is the lifetime? So that sounds like a lot of math to me. Which is, I feel like it's unnecessary math. To be honest. I guess I'll just live with this red part. And then I'm just gonna... I guess I'll just live with this. I don't think any player will notice this at all. What do you guys think? If instead of this, it's this. Like the red part is just a bonus to the player. So the red part here is just an error that you can get lucky on, I guess. I don't think it's a big deal. But that's essentially what happens. And then lifetime. How do I get a... the thing is though, I don't need time on the projectile at all, actually. No. Now that I think about it. We don't need this at all, guys. You know why? Because time is now just an increase for range. So I make the projectile range larger by multiplying it. By the lifetime of the projectile, but only the increased value. So let's say lifetime plus 50%. That gives me plus 50% range. And that's a multiplier on top after the speed. So if I get 50% lifetime, it should fly 50% further. If I don't increase the speed. Let's see. I wonder if this is possible. I think that's the best thing to do. And then all we need to do actually is look at the distance traveled divided by the projectile range. So we don't even need to collect time at all. because we are just traveling a distance based on range. And so this becomes very easy. And then now it's clean. Projectile speed. Yeah, this is the speed at which we fly. Cool. I think we have it. And then a base speed is just how fast it flies from A till it goes away. But it does not... Like the base speed only means how fast it traverses. Let's see if this works. And then... we need to go to bow. And then we need to increase the projectile's lifetime. Projectile lifetime. And if this results in a... Let's make it double. 100% lifetime increase. Let's make it last twice as long. Damn, that's amazing. I love that a lot. This is really good. Please tell me this works, bro. Please tell me this works, man. It's double the range, but I have so much range. Let's see. Let's not increase the range by 100. Let's see if that still works. Wait, yeah, there it is. Okay. Please tell me that works, bro. That would be so great. Please. Wait, please tell me this works. Make it double the range of the projectile and I'm happy. I mean, it is almost double the range. I think it's a bit more. It is a bit more, isn't it? I think that's the error margin we're talking about. Let's test here. Sell this guy. Put him right next, like on the vertical line. When the red is here, I'm gonna place him. Shit, but then I have to remove the trees too. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. Did you see the backflip of the bow, by the way, guys? I don't know why that happens. I have no idea. It's gotta be a lerp of the angle or something, but yeah. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so now I can increase the lifetime and the speed. 360 no scope. Yeah, so basically this is what it looks now. Let's get rid of the whatever this is called here, the text. You have to use a specific lerp for angles, right? Why? No troll. No, basically the reason why I'm lerping the angle of the weapon and why it looks bad sometimes is because of this. When I place down a defender, I'm only updating the game 20 frames per second, and the sword swing, if you take close attention... Pay close... Ah, it's okay. Okay, that was bad. This one should be better, please. Here you go. You see how it is kind of chunky because it's interpolating the position and the angle. But if you play the game normally, you don't notice it at all. You see this? It looks smooth. And so this is the reason for that is because like the sword moves so much between frames. And if I don't interpolate it, then it just looks chunky, like low FPS. And I'm just not smart enough math-wise to animate the sword perfectly, like according to the path that it does. So right now what it's doing is it's like taking the sword. This is the sword. takes one position, and then this is the second position of the sword. Sorry. This is the second position of the sword, and it just lerps straight between those. And then it also lerps like the angle from this angle alpha to this angle beta. And so that just looks something like, I guess, that curve, straight curve in a way, rather than actually applying like a nice little curve like that. It's a bit weird. Take 3 quaternions? Yeah. Like, of course. If I knew how to do that, man, I would do it, man. You know, I don't know how to do it. Maybe you should use slurp. Listen, man, I have no clue how this works. Okay, I'm just a caveman coding some values, bruh. Okay, A to B. How did you do UI? Did you make your own? Yeah, I'm UI, I guess.
Hello.
Yeah, you can check out this video. Danke für den Kaffee. Alles gut, vielen Dank, das reicht. Ist okay. Learn position and rotation independently? I do. I do. See, this is where I do it here. Where is it here? But sometimes that causes a backflip because I flip the weapon and then I flip the angle to a negative value from a positive value because the weapon is now in a different direction than before. And like, because I'm flipping the left and right attack animation. And so it's really difficult to wrap your head around this, let alone understand this at all. And so I'm happy that the sword looks the way it is. It does have some weird issues. Hey, no one's gonna care at all. I guarantee you that, guys. No one notices this. You guys only notice this now because I draw attention to it. What's the origin of the sword? So the way this works is, and that's really badly done, but I can explain it to you if you want to. So, sure, why not? Right? B. I take a center position. Then I have an attacking direction and a distance. This is D. And I extend the... Well, we have an attacking direction and a distance. Then I generate that point. I call that a pivot point, P. Now, this is basically the center of the weapon. And then I take the weapon and I draw that normally first like this. That's the weapon. Now, when I rotate this point, and this is not going to be a YouTube short because no one gives a fuck about this, but I find this interesting anyways. When I rotate this point, I obviously generate new points along a path. So that's the first thing that I do. Now, the weapon itself, when I do that, first and foremost, the weapon is not actually rotated, is also rotated a little bit. Now, if I rotate the weapon, you can see here that it disconnects with the point, right? So I kind of have to move the weapon in a way where the rotation point is not here, but here. And you would think that I have a pivot point for that. Not really. So I'm just taking the size of the weapon and doing some plus minus whatever, and then at some point the pivot point is in the correct location and I can rotate the sword. So I rotate the sword too, and so I do center plus direction and distance plus whatever weapon size and rotate that. And that's like the first part of this weapon. And then over time I just you know, oops. I don't know how to move the weapon, guys. It does not move the weapon. Why not? Here. I guess it's too small. Like Chad's pee-pee. Yeah, so and I rotate the weapon, you know, over time too. Great. And so, but at some point I'm done here, right? Let's paste another one of these. At some point, I'm like done in this scenario where I guess the weapon looks something like this. That's when I take the weapon again, and from this angle, I flip it so that I can slice in the other direction, right? I can do the motion and slice in this direction, if that makes sense. So flipping the angle means changing a sign. And so when I lerp between one angle before the flip and the next angle after the flip, it does a 360. Right? And that's the 360 that you're seeing. And so that's so complicated, I just don't even know what's happening. Okay? And so I don't know, like I coded in some update weapon, right? I coded in some code here that only makes it flip when I'm not like near the end of the movement, and otherwise I'm just setting the previous angle to the normal angle, and then the lerp between them results in the same angle and stuff like that, right? So if I remove this code, right, look what this looks like. Watch. If I remove that code here, watch. You see that? That was the flip. It just keeps flipping, you know? So, I don't know, man. So, yeah. Yeah, so basically looks a bit weird, and an engine would do this for you no problem, very easily. I don't know how to do it properly. It is how it is. And yeah. Good explanation. I understand it now. Just kidding. That was dog shit. 5 minutes, sir. See you. Hey, Real McAfee on YouTube. How you doing, man? Good morning. Hope you're doing good, bro. So yeah, anyways, long story short, blah, blah, blah. We have now implemented projectile lifetime and speed, which is great because I can make it so that projectile lifetime is something that scales arrows to fly further, which means arrows that fly further deal more AoE. And that is the delayed expansion that I implemented yesterday, which is obviously adding gameplay elements to the game that have a direct effect on certain gameplay changing mechanics. Now you want to have a ranger that has pierce, or that has a lot of range, so that they get the most amount of AoE from their range, right? Like this. If I place this guy here and do this, this explosive arrow creates a much larger AoE depending on how far the arrow flies. And so that's great. Let me actually try that here. This should work. If I place this guy here, this is what I mean. Watch. And I'll make it slow. And then we'll do on the bow. We'll do lifetime increased by 200%. Watch this. Please work. Build. Come on, build, man. There we go. Watch. So it's gonna pierce all of the targets and then increase in AoE. Every explosion that you're gonna see is going to be larger. I coded it in a way where the explosion does not happen when I have pierce. That's dumb. Let me fix that. We are colliding, activating the ability burning arrow. We're colliding. Explosive arrow. Explosive arrow? Wait, but impact effect. Wait, but we have explosive arrow here. It should deal AoE damage and do the effect. Why is it not doing that? Nani? Oh, pierce count. I see. It only does that on... okay, wait. I'll just put this outside here. Who cares? Let's do that. It's gonna be a bit doppelt gemoppelt. Impact ellipse. Yeah, let's get that too. Alright, cool. It's just you and me now, Cakes. No one else is in chat. Let's put this here. Oh, fuck. Where's the impact ellipse? Ah. Oh man, my leg hurts. Oof. Guys, I've started going to the gym. And the first 2 days after my first day of going were just crazy. I couldn't walk at all. Starting to get better. But man, you didn't notice it yesterday, but I had a lot of trouble standing up. Because my butt was so destroyed. It was crazy. So... why is it not doing the AoE damage? It's annoying. Okay, let's do it like this. Please, man, do that ability. Come on. Do it. Shoot it. Why are you not doing AoE damage? Huh? Oh, impact effect. I see. Okay, wait. No, the impact effect needs to be here too. Sorry about that. And then the impact ellipse, of course, is here on top. My butt was so... It was, though. Look at this. So this is gonna work now. Watch. It's gonna work. 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 We're going to see bigger explosions every time. Watch. Boom. 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 Oh my god. Does it even look good? But it's not. It should be like the explosions are... They do get bigger. But I thought they started small. Let's see. Why is that bad? When you exercise and you stop getting the pain, smiling big, isn't that good? Okay, so impact ellipse has a size of 39. Let's look that here. Impact ellipse has a size of 43. 52. They do get bigger. 56. 63. And then that's it. Okay, I wonder if I need to increase that even more. Oh yeah, wait, we can also see the AoE increase, can't we? Let's see how much is it on the stats. Because you feel like you're not working, that's how it is for me. Oh, I see. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm so sorry. I totally missed that. Harchi Dev, Vetox, Carv Poo, Batuta, sorry, Himmel, and KZ Lit. Thank you guys for following. Welcome, you guys. I appreciate the support. Welcome. Welcome, my brothers. Let me see here. Projectile.stats.values on stat. Wait, I think it's just stats, right? Stats on stats. AoE. No, stats.values? Isn't that bad? It is. So I need to change that too. So basically the AoE is increased by 20% here. Then it's increased by 40% almost. Or multiplied by 40. 60%. 70%, almost 80. Okay, so 90. Okay, so this is the last explosion is the biggest one. Okay, I mean, yeah. Let's see, how does that look? Boom. I feel like that's too big in the beginning. Cakez, have you thought about moving to another country because of the heat? Nah, bro, this is just one day. And I have been to Albania recently, man. But it's okay, okay? Like, chat's just... We do not say these words. Chat's just stupid, okay? My butt is okay, it's fine. It's all good. Thanks for chiming in and asking. It's all good, yep. Maybe moving to... No. Then I have to visit TCAP and ask him how he's feeling. Absolutely not. Damn, where did that explosion come from? Huh? Wait, did the projector just stay there? Wait, what happened? Okay, goodbye. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for asking. It's all good, yeah. Hope you have a good stream. Okay, why did that explosion happen later? Wait, the arrow is here, and this guy walks into the arrow? You can't be serious, bro. You cannot be serious. He thinks that Spain is Mallorca. Now, I know that there's more in Mallorca, but I would probably, if I were to go there, it would be there. For sure. Okay, guys, this is dumb. The code for the projectile still sucks. So we need to time the T value. That sucks, bro. Fine. We'll do that after this. But this is definitely much cooler than what I had before. Let's see. Where we need to do this here. Do I still have the text saved somewhere? I don't know. Okay. So what we need is we have the range, the lifetime, the T value here. Wrong. Stop. Let's see. Char pointer text. That is format text. That would be percentage point to F, and then we add in the T value here, and then we draw a UI. No, actually render text. On the we use the text on the projectile.position. Projectile.position doesn't matter. It's not lerping anyways, and then we can do an outline. Actually, the text size, which is font scale 2, please. And then dot render options is outline. There we go, my brothers. Okay, and now we... Huh? What? Font size? Aha, yeah, font size. Okay, let's see. So, for some reason, this stupid arrow just stays there. Invisible. For like 10 years. Yeah, and so you can see the 0, 0 here. Obviously, this needs to be world to... Actually, then const vector to pos is proj.pos. World to UI. There we go. Okay. Maybe not, though. Is that an old projectile? Okay, I don't need that actually. It's doing that. Oops, it's doing that on its own. Bro, how's it going? It's been a while. Didn't watch. Oh, T1Dev, how you doing, man? Yeah, that's normal. Hope you had a good time, bro. How many minutes of gameplay do you plan to ship with if you play straight through? I want to have the full version of the game. I'm hoping to get close to 100 hours of gameplay. If you do like many of the side quests too. So for example, I recently finished Kingdom Rush. It took me 200 hours, but I did leave the game open sometimes. Kingdom Rush is really difficult on the hardest difficulty, and I played it on the hardest difficulty. I still have not collected all the stars, but I've beaten all the missions. And so if that takes me 200 hours and I'm a god gamer, then yeah, I want to at least target 100 hours. Close to that. So there's enough content for people to enjoy the game. 100% achievement? No, I have not. I don't know how many achievements. Oh, actually I have 60 out of 74. So quite a lot actually. Have at least 3 Imperial Guards survive in the Citadel. Yeah, I haven't done that yet, but that would be interesting. Shit, man, now you're wanting me to do that because it's a challenge. Fuck you, bro, I was done with the game, man. Here, defeat Lord Blackburn to avoid war between kingdoms. I achieved that. What about Bloons? Bloons is not really... I don't really have an incentive to play Bloons, man. The maps are always the same, bro. It's so boring. Well, I just can't get over the fact that it's always the same map, always the same spawns. I get that it's great that you have bosses there, but I just don't like that so much. It just, for me, it makes the game boring. Because it's always the same. I'm looking for something that is different. New mechanics that happen every time I play a new map. And Kingdom Rush does that. Why is your C++ file so fat and not split around multiple files? Preference. For me, it's easier to do. That's the only reason, really. Wait, it goes down. And then it sits here. And then it hovers over this all. Oh, that's so bad. Maybe I should use a... ease out. Ease out. I could use a lerp. This sucks. No, this is bad. Maybe I need to use a lerp and then make the projectile. Nah, this sucks too. Look at Steam reviews that disagree. Yeah, I know, but that's a personal preference, you dummy. Okay, so shut up! New law, Cakez hates balloons. No, I don't hate balloons. I'm just saying that an incentive for me to play is not there, because after beating the first map to chimps mode and then doing that on the second map too, I have seen all of the waves spawning apart from Bloonarius, and so now I already know what's coming. So for me the incentive is gone because I found a strategy to beat it, and it's always the same strategy. It's just a different map, and I just don't like it too much. That's all. That was the #1 quarrel I had in the very beginning. I'm not defensive. Why would I be defensive? I'm not getting mad. Chimps mode black border? Yeah, that's the black border. I know that the maps change and therefore your strategy changes. I understand that. But it's not enough change for me to go and complete all the maps. For me it feels like a grind. And so I just don't play. I don't want to grind the same map 10 times to get everything. For me that's not a challenge, that's just a waste of time. I need to beat the map on hardest difficulty, then I need to beat the map on improbable, then towers only, and then less money or something, and then I need to beat the map again on chimps mode. It's just so many different types of... you play the same map like 10 times. Which Kingdom Rush games? Oh, I played the normal Kingdom Rush game till the end recently. Where is it? This one here. Cakez, does it mean that in Tangy TD, if you would have multiple difficulties, beating the hardest would give... Beaten on lower difficulties? No, I don't have difficulties in my game, man. There will be... I hate difficulty curves. I hate difficulty settings. I will maybe add in easier mode, but I just do not like difficulty settings. I'm totally against having that at all. I will try to make the game without a difficulty setting, and then we'll see if that's a good idea or not. How to do difficulty settings well? I mean, it is possible. Like, a simple difficulty setting would be the enemies move 20% slower. Now you made the game 20% easier. That's how easy it is. And now that is normal difficulty. And now the easiest difficulty, the enemies move half as slow. And now you have to that's so easy to do, man. And Bloons does it that way, by the way. Bloons gives you more money and the enemies walk slower. Or in return, right, you have a base and then the enemies walk faster and you have less money depending on how high you scale the difficulty. But that's all they do, man. It's exactly the same spawns, exactly the same types. They just have better or worse stats. So like a Skyrim difficulty setting. It's not difficult to do, I just don't like it. That's only the first 3 difficulties? I know, AQ, and then you have... I don't know what that's called in English, but they don't allow you to place certain towers, types of difficulties, and then they have the other type of difficulty where it's you have half money. Other difficulties have different units and tower restrictions. You mean that tower restrictions in terms of I cannot place these towers? Do you mean different units in terms of other units spawning? Hope you're doing well, Cakes. Thanks, man, Jacob. I appreciate it. Question, why are you wearing a bath towel? Because it's like 35 degrees in Germany, bro. How much is it now? Can this go down, please? God damn it, it's 36 degrees, bro. Can this go down now, please? No? No? What about rain? Überwiegend bewölkt? Rain? Any rain on 0? Leichter Regen? Okay. Oof. I mean, we are still at the hiatus time. Okay. Yeah, 3 p.m. Okay, so in when is it going down? It's not going down at all, isn't it? Oof. Okay. How many advanced or more difficult maps have you beaten, Cakes? I know, but I just don't... Listen, I have tried it, bro. I have not beaten any of those. Let's see. Let me see. Bloons. CB Bloons. Oh, update here. They do update the game a lot. I like that a lot. I just... Listen, man. The incentive for me to try is just not there. How will have Tangy TD different strategies on different levels versus Bloons? It will be more like Kingdom Rush, where one level you will fight certain monsters and then in the other level you will find other monsters. Like the monsters that you fight or the enemies that you find per level change. I'm not saying that it's not a challenge, I'm saying that it's boring. There's 2 different things. I get bored. I'm saying I have no incentive. I'm not saying it's easy, guys. Never said that. Because I know it's not easy. You said it's not a challenge? Okay, well then I'm gonna phrase it differently. It is a challenge, but it's boring. For me. Damn, it's... How much is it downloading, man? Okay, let's see here. So, the projectile staying here for 0 seconds the entire time is so annoying. Like, why is it not despawning? Why are you not despawning, bro? Huh? Shouldn't that despawn here? Why is that still there? Nani? Oh wow, I really triggered AQ now. My god. This is the first time I actually triggered AQ, I think. God damn it. Yeah, okay, fine, man. The strategy changes because it's different maps. For me, it's boring because it's the same enemies all the time, man. Okay? And I have to replay the same map. I cannot start the map on the hardest difficulty. I have to beat the map on hard. Then I waste my time beating it on hard because it's too easy. And then I beat it on the other difficulty, which gets increasingly more difficult. But it's the same map, man. I'm playing the same map. Okay, so I beat this map, then I beat this map, and I started beating this map. And I think I played one of these later ones here somewhere. This one, Bazaar. Did I play something else? Oh yeah. And then I played this map once on the hardest difficulty. I beat it first try, and then I was like, okay, so now I'm gonna have to beat it this, and this, man? Come on, that was so boring. And so, no, I don't want to do that because it's boring. I beat the... So, because I wanted to see, okay, do these maps actually get more difficult? So, I tried to pick a map, the latest map that is intermediate, which I could play before having to unlock new maps, right? So, I need to play more maps here to unlock more maps here. And I beat it first try, and I was like, no, that's boring. And I quit after doing that. Because it's the same map, man. It's the same balloons. Sorry, that's just my honest opinion. So yeah, anyways. You don't even have advanced maps unlocks? Yeah, because I get bored before I get to that point. Because I have to beat the same types of balloons on different shaped paths 10 times. It hits this guy. The projectile hits this guy. And it sits there. For how long? What the hell? Do they just sit there indefinitely? Why do the numbers never disappear? Wait, what? I understand that. Yeah, the grind part is the problem with the game. Yeah, I know. And the reason why I know this is the problem with the game is because I watched the guy... I watched a guy that does balloons content for a living on YouTube. And he made a video starting balloons for the... starting balloons again and trying to beat... and timing how long it took him to beat all the maps on all the difficulties. And he was talking about it, how it was a grind and boring. And so I already knew that, but yeah, that's just the way it is for balloons. And that's fine, right? Because most people like that. I just don't. You know, that's fine. Listen, it's totally okay. Like, not every game needs to cater to you. It's totally okay. So why do they still stay here? Why is this still drawn? Text. Render text. Render text. Wait. Game take state texts. Dot add. Yeah, but it clears them. Doesn't it? So then why is it drawing these again? If maps were unlocked from the start, you could at least try the harder maps before giving up on the game. Yeah, I know, but they're not. And so you need to grind to get to those maps, and I just can't bring myself to do it. I've tried multiple times, and I just get bored. And so I just don't want to force myself to play a game, man. I don't have enough time for that. And so if a game is boring, I just put it down and play something else. And so I played Kingdom Rush and I was having a lot more fun. And I kept going back to Kingdom Rush because the challenge was there. It's the same strategy most maps. Yeah, I noticed that too. You can figure out 1 or 2 strategies and that will allow you to beat the first half, minimum the first half of the maps. No, I just don't want to waste my time grinding for what? To then finally get the challenge? So basically what it is that the difficulty curve for me is too easy in the beginning. I'm too high. And then it will most likely get very steep later on. And so for me, who plays a lot of tower defense, in the beginning it's too easy. And so I quit before I get to the difficult part. But for the majority of players, it's just right. So it's fine. Again, the game does not have to be balanced for one person. It needs to be balanced for the majority so that everyone enjoys it. The most amount of people enjoy it. So why is it drawing these 0 values here everywhere? Why are you drawing this? Draw texts. Game set texts. Lerp. I'm actually kind of mad about this because I don't understand. It's 16 again. Why is it adding these 0 texts? Excuse me. Because I cleaned it up here. Where's that? Update. Oh, wait. Well, okay, so it clears them here. I don't understand, sorry. Wait. Draw render text. Okay, who's calling this function? With what? With 0. You are calling this with 0. Why? Huh? Call stack. Lemao, I'm coding a game on the word coin chain. But C++ looks better. On the word coin chain? What is that? Nani? Update projectiles. Text. It's literally 0. Cause the T value. Wait. The T value is almost 0. Should I use an epsilon, guys? I need an epsilon here, yeah. Because of the easing function. We need an epsilon. So we okay. How do we do that? I think we want to take... Wait, which one? Distance traveled goes bigger. This one goes smaller. T equals 0, lol. Okay, so instead of equals 0, we do less than or equal than epsilon. Okay, I think that will help it. And then over here we don't need to do that at all. And then hopefully they disappear. But they stay there for a long time, man. Holy. Interesting. And then I see since the speed disappears with T, I get it. Yeah. The speed. I see. Maybe this finally works then. I mean, this is why we fine-tune this, right? Let's see. Finally, flow trash sometimes. Yeah, it is. It is. It definitely is. Hey there. Hey, Perions. Long time no see, man. How you doing, bro? And Ninfu, thank you very much for following earlier, bro. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, bro. Tomorrow is finally no more hotness. And we can finally code properly. Let's see. Actually wanted to draw the T here. To see. I rated yesterday. Oh, you did? Actually don't remember. But I appreciate it though. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, come on, man. It's there for too long. It's literally 0 still. Okay, listen. I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to create my own epsilon here. It's actually really annoying. This epsilon is too small. 0.02 F. Pull to laziness on the bad weather. What are you talking about, laziness? Huh? You stupid? Huh? So I'm gonna tell you something, okay? I didn't want to talk about it, but you know, we bought the car, right? There's actually some problems with the car, okay? I had to deal with that. Okay, brother? No, you. No, you. Listen up here, okay, brother? Huh? The guy that doesn't even know the full story. Picture. Now, we bought a car, and on the car, I did not see a broken piece, which means that I now have to figure out if it's warranty that we're getting or not. And if we get the warranty, then they pay for the repair. If not, then we have to kind of like battle for warranty or whatever. It's really frustrating to deal with because I had to do a lot of phone calls, a lot of ask my dad because he knows a lawyer and stuff like that. It's really annoying, man. Because I did not see a broken piece while I was driving the car testing it. What piece? So I don't know how this is called in English, so I'm just gonna say it in German. But essentially, a car has Seitenspiegel. If this is the car, and then here are the gears, or here are the, not the gears, right, from the back. This is the car from the back. Not the gears. The, whatever these are called, the wheels. Then you have Rückspiegel here. And Rückspiegel here. And on the bottom part, below the Rückspiegel, there's like, if this is, I'm gonna try just drawing it. This is like the Rückspiegel or something. There's like a crack that goes completely through this. Completely cracked. It's broken. You were scammed? Yeah, the asshole didn't tell us. And I'm 100% sure he knew. Side view mirrors. Oh, they're called side view mirrors. The wing mirrors, yeah. It's an elephant? Where do you see an elephant here, bro? I don't see one. But yeah, so essentially that's been really annoying. And also he said that he was gonna polish the car, right? With like a... He said that he's going to polish the car. And for me it looked polished enough, but I'm a guy. My wife told me it's not polished at all. So yeah. It's kind of annoying, man. Like we especially because it's cost a lot of money. It's really just annoying, and having to deal with this shit rather than just driving the car only and being happy. It's really annoying. Anyway, so yeah, that's been really pissing me off. But hey, it's fine because the car drives okay, and hopefully the car will stay alive for long enough, right?
Now this is gonna work, my brothers, watch. It is going to work. Come on, man. Work. Shoot the arrow. 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
I will probably do 0.0.05. What car did you buy? It's called a Hyundai Bayon. Let's see. Hyundai Bayon. This one, a used one, in white. This one. And these ones, they einklappen and ausklappen in English. And below this part, like this, completely cracked. And so it could potentially happen that this one will fall off. Which pisses me off. Then there were other issues that I didn't tell my wife, but inside the car there's like some plastic that is taped to the top of the glass, and that thing fell down, and then I told him to fix it right there on the spot, and he got like some double-sided Klebeband in English, whatever that's called, and put it up there, and it's like, this is like the strongest Klebeband we have, and if that doesn't hold anything, then I don't know what will. And I'm like, it's like completely loose, right? Could fall off any second. And I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up, man. What you talking about? But hey, we're gonna send the car in. The mechanic will... I'm gonna tell the mechanic that this thing keeps falling down and that it impairs my vision and it could potentially be dangerous because I could have an accident. Then he's gonna fix it, make it work properly, and it's gonna be warranty. And so I'm done. I didn't wanna argue with the guy, cause my objective was not to argue. My objective was to get the car, have the car drive, and be done with it, right? I don't need to be right. He doesn't need to be wrong. I don't give a fuck. I just want the car, right? And I could already see that there was no way they're gonna fix it normally. Fine, that's a small thing. A warranty is gonna happen anyways. I prefer to argue. Yeah, my wife would have argued too, yeah. But the thing is, if you start to argue and you get angry and you start yelling, whatever, then the result could be, yeah, you should argue. I agree. I did argue. I told him to make it so that it doesn't fall down. Right? And I did do that. And there were other problems with the car too. Imagine Cakez screen. But at some point I was like, okay, well, it holds enough. Fine. I'll figure out a better solution. And I have. Right? I'll just tell the guy. But argue without yelling. Yeah, I did. Yes. Because there were other issues too. God damn, it's so warm. And so, yeah. That wasn't the only issue, man. The battery, for example, it didn't start the car. And a smart argue, yeah. And so they had to boost the car to start it again. And so then we drove a couple of kilometers. And the car would start again, and he was like, okay, so now since it's starting, the battery is fine. And I was like, no, I want you to test the battery for the voltage. If the voltage is low, I want you to replace the battery, but the voltage was fine. So how old is the car? I think 2 years or 3. So there were other things to worry about too. We're making progress, yes, Mr. Lolboy, we are. Slow but steady progress. We're currently polishing projectiles to scale them properly over time. So that whenever I give the player something to scale the projectiles, it's gonna feel good. We're currently working on when they disappear and how to increase the range properly. Let's see. I think that feels good. Battery still should be fine, but if it was drained for a long period of time, it can... Yeah, exactly. And you can check that with the voltage. The voltage that is left in the battery. Because one time, my wife left, like multiple times actually. Yeah, multiple times. On the old car, my wife left the light on at the end. In the car.
Glad to be back!
In the car. And... Hello, Code and Greek. Good morning. That drained the battery over time because we forgot to turn it off. Because she kept it on because of Zoe. She wanted to see Zoe in the night, and it was winter time, right? And we drove a lot during winter time. And it drained the car many times, more than once. And then I had to call whatever that's called, the yellow guys, the yellow cars that help you bring your car back to life. Whatever this is called in English, you know, I have no clue what that ADAC, yeah. And so the guy was checking the battery. He helped me jump start the car, and then he was checking the battery, and he was like, the voltage, I think he said, is too low for the car, which means the car is most likely not going to start again in the future, even if you drive for 2 hours now. And so I was like, okay, this guy's just talking shit. Maybe he wants to sell me a battery, but he's like, if you get a chance, you need to probably replace the battery. And so I had to, actually. And so, yeah. That's why I had them check the voltage again, and they had to print me out like a printed thing that says this is how much voltage the battery has. And so yes, that's why I didn't argue about the sticker at the top, because I'll fix that with the warranty now. Like we get the warranty for the side mirror, and then I'll tell the guy, listen here, look how loose that is. Make that, and then I'm gonna tell him, argue that it impairs my vision. I can have a. It can be very dangerous. Then they have to pay me. They have to give me warranty for the car, for that thing, and boom. Listen, man, sometimes you just gotta be smart. Maybe that works too, right? So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna drive there tomorrow morning. So I'll be late tomorrow again, guys. I can't change it. It is how it is. So late stream tomorrow, my brothers. Calling it now. Okay, just so you know. Anyways, so let's move on here. I think we are done with projectiles now. We can scale them in many different ways. I'm very happy about this, and they disappear right at the exact time when we want that to happen. Now, I want to see... We don't need a time on the projectile now at all, guys. So that means we can actually get rid of this floating point value and completely remove it from the game. Let's see. Angle. Oh, see, that's an issue though. Because projectiles, if they count up time, I have some projectiles that rotate over time. But maybe I can just get an angle. An additional angle based on the game state's time. I just used the time of the game state to generate an angle. Cake stream is a good coffee break. Hey, Mr. Codingry, my man. That's the longest build up to the I'm going to be late tomorrow I've ever heard. No, that's just a side thing I just noticed. Someone copied your game and released it on itch Cakez. Okay, so what is this again? What are you? Okay. You're banned, bro. You made me look and I was just thinking about something else. Terrain, I appreciate you joining. Thank you very much for, I think, $10 earlier. But that does not save you from 5 minutes. Boom. Brother, I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay? Thanks for the money as well, bruh. Appreciate it. I'm gonna buy sweets tonight with that, okay? Maybe Coca-Cola. Nah, I should buy that. I have training on Friday.
He spent 300 million.
But I'm gonna buy some.
On money.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, I need to rotate the angle over time, guys. How do we do that? Do I just do plus game state, game time? Like this? And then the rotation speed. That's it, right? We don't need time at all. And returning projectiles, this is the cool thing. All we need to do is, if we are supposed to return the projectiles before we make it... Actually, we don't need that at all either. So this is making the projectile disappear. Make the projectile disappear. Now, here's where we check the T value. Shit. Do I double the range now? What do I do? I need to reset something. God damn it. I need to reset something so the projectile returns at the end of its lifetime back to the player. Returning projectiles is a cool mechanic that I want to keep in the game. And now I only can look at the T value. But the T value is basically the distance. So if I go from here to here, this is the distance. T here is 0 and here it's 1. And then this is the distance D. If I want to go back, I need to be able to reset something. What do I reset? I cannot reset the distance traveled. Over here, when I increment, when I go along this path, I can increment something called distance. I should probably just use a different color for that, huh? Distance traveled. That one is bad. Let me get one that's thin. Distance traveled. If I reset this distance, oh, I did that yesterday too, actually, off stream. I was like, wait, I just added distance traveled to the projectile and I can't access that in code. And I was already getting mad at Visual Studio Code. And then I noticed I actually spelled it distance. And I go, oh, shit. Yeah, happened to me too yesterday while I was implementing the returning, delayed expansion. It's so hot. I stepped on a train track today and my shoe melted a bit. Really? I'm doing secret subscriber only streams. Really? You do that? Wait, Supako, is that true? Are you actually... Why don't you tell me? Game development is looking suspiciously like a math exam. Yeah, it is. It is. It's really annoying, man. Oh, what do I do, guys? Because if I return projectiles... Oh, I mean, If I say that my timer... I need to return something. If I cannot reset the distance traveled. This one is used to increase... I clicked on this like 10 times. Bro, what you doing? Huh? Oh, I see. I thought this was deselecting those. B. This is really annoying. Really annoying, man. Just delete it, bro. Huh? Guys, I'm thinking about using Excalidraw again. Why did I stop using it, by the way? It's really frustrating to use Photopea, even though I really like doing it for thumbnails for YouTube. To quickly draw and move text around in here is just so annoying. Transform translation plus equals direction times speed modifier times delta time. No, so the way this works is like this. Every frame, I have like a move distance. Small little move distance. And I add that to, I take the direction of the projectile, which is normalized, and I multiply that by the move distance. And then I add that to the position. And then of course that is then the new position. So, and along the way I'm accumulating this movement distance here every frame so that I can use it as a value to increase my AoE. Essentially I'm doing this here. I have a keystone in the game that allows me to increase my AoE to twice as much, depending on the distance traveled. If I reset this value, it's going to reset the AoE again. And it shouldn't do that, because the moment I travel 100 meters in one direction, and then I travel 100 meters in another direction, it should be 200 meters, and not 100 meters, then 0, then another 100 meters. That is bad. So I am thinking of a different way to reset this, but I'm using the t value between 0 and 1 to figure that out. So basically, this t value uses the distance traveled and the projectile range. So I do need to reset it, which means I do need an extra float. An accumulated distance. And so then I just add both of those here. That is the easiest way. Huh? Oh wow. Zoe fell down. Hopefully everything's good. So, and now when I want to return the projectile and my t value is less than or equal to 0.05 f, so that we can create a const here, right? The epsilon, I guess, is 0.05 f, and then we say if it's less than epsilon. Oh, I forgot the type, of course. Float. If it's less than or equal to epsilon and we are returning, then we're changing the direction, and I do proj.distance moved. I set that to 0. I reset that. It's a hard reset. And then over here we do epsilon as well. And here, to increase the AoE, We don't use distance traveled, but with the accumulated distance. I guess we just need to have 2 values. Maybe there's a better way to do it, but the easiest and fastest way is this. Huh? Time, we don't need actually a chain. Projectile dot distance traveled is 0. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we do need something that resets. So I guess that's the best way to do it anyways. Cool. What is this? T-value angle. Time, lifetime. What is this? Draw projectiles? Do I need this T-value? I do. Oh, man. Okay, wait. Draw projectiles. And then this is a game state, game time. Not over here. Update projectiles. This should actually be not be update and I'll do that later. I'll do that off stream. That's fine. Here the T value, distance traveled, and then the projectile range also changes. Yeah, I'll fix this. I'll write this down. Basically, I need to improve the code. I need to merge, draw, and update projectiles into one function. If possible. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's not possible. We'll have to see. Okay. Good. Let's see. Let's see. Lifetime. Projectile range is the range. Wait, I already did that. Lol. Wait, no. Projectile range is... We don't even use lifetime, do we? This one is not needed at all anymore. Because the T-value is not dependent on the lifetime. Wait a minute. Update. Do I need lifetime? I don't need lifetime. Wow, so much easier. Damn. But now that I noticed that lifetime takes the ability effect duration into account. So there's another one of these. Multiply that by the effect duration increase. This extends the lifetime beyond attack radius. Yeah. Okay, get rid of that. Wow. Holy. Okay. Let's see. Projectile range. Damn. I mean, it's just one float now, which is great. There's a little bit too much scaling going on. What is this? Path of Exile? See? Yes, exactly. Ability effect duration increases the duration of projectiles, which means they fly further. Of course. I mean, isn't that unnatural? And then lifetime of projectiles also makes them fly further, and because they are long for life, they are alive for longer. And projectile speed, well, since they fly faster, obviously they also fly further. And so your range increases. So now you have 3 handles. See, this is what I mean by, let's say you're a noob to the game. You won't understand this at all. But the deeper you go into this, the more scaling options open up to you. And so there's a very deep scaling system. I hope that that's how it will work, right? I don't know yet. And yeah, hopefully. That would be amazing. Const. Because I'm not changing it. What? Yes. What is this? Projectile speed. Draw your Y coord. Oh, that's the collider. Yeah. Height in pixels after... Yeah, that's dumb too. Goodbye. Yeah, and then I will most likely merge this. Draw quad, made in atlas, scale height, or diagonal. What? Draw line. Oh, I see. Wait, that's... Ah, yeah. Okay. 1 minus. See how easy this became now. The entire stats for the projectile is just this little code. Nice. Very nice. Works. Will be a hell to balance? No, I will just let the player create imbalanced builds. It's fine. I will balance this for the noobs, and the noobs will pick the obvious stats, but the crazy players will be able to just destroy the game, which I think is fine. I think it will be fun to see. If someone creates like a crazy build where there's a bunch of jumping projectiles and they basically obliterate the entire screen with ginormous AoE effects, I want to see that and see if this is fun for players or not. I don't want to balance this at all. I just want it to be imbalanced. But it needs to have a base balance so that the average Joe can play too. Tschüss, danke, dass du da warst. Bis wann kommst du? Freitag? Okay, alles klar. Alright, guys, I think I'm very happy with the progress on the projectiles today. Even though I actually wanted to work on items, I think this is also very important. Because I'm kinda building the skill tree at the moment. And so I definitely want to add in scaling options that make sense with this. Projectile speed and lifetime, of course. Sometimes less is more. PoE devs try to cut complexity if it doesn't sacrifice the positive aspects. Yeah, I know. I don't think that's too complex though. Because literally this is just making projectiles fly further away. And there's just multiple tabs. PoE has multiple... Yeah, but in tower defense games, this is a very important part, the range. So yes, I see what you mean. I know that this exists. Yeah. PoE has ruined melee, ballet, and projectile. AoE go crazy. I mean, I think inherently range abilities will always have an advantage over single target melee abilities. I don't think there's anything you can do about that, bro. If I'm being completely honest. At least the projectile flies good. I like it. Yeah, and the bow gives us 200% projectile lifetime, so they fly twice as far, which looks okay to me. Look at this guy. The projectile should fly until like here or something. Damn, I'm good. Holy, I'm so good at my game, bro. Okay, let's see. I am going to add returning projectiles to the bow now. Is the towel wet, Cakes? Yeah, it is. I'm completely wet on the shoulders. Let's see, bow, and then we're going to add in the effect to return projectiles. Let's see. Is that at the very end? Here? Oh wait, I have this here. Whoops. And yes, I agree with you, Mr. AQ, that cutting, what is it called? Cutting complexity is really important to not make it too difficult, which is why I'm not actually, I don't use more. I just say 10% more, 10% fire damage. I think that should be easy to understand, right? And then on top of that, if, let's say, someone builds the skill tree, they invest into an ability, they can see the stats changing here. Right here. Now this one should actually show me burn chance. I haven't done that yet. Boom. Okay, let's see. What was I trying to do? Oh, returning projectiles, right. Do they return now? Update projectiles? Do they return? They don't return. The projectiles don't return. Oh, why? Returning projectile. They should be. It's true. But it never goes here? Ah, wait. Because T value is still less than epsilon, it is... okay, I see. So this needs to be an else if. Then it works. Oh, look at this! Now we have returning projectiles. You see that? That's the idea. And it should actually be less than epsilon times 2. It should return earlier. I like that a lot. You see how it slows down and then it speeds up again? Watch this. Watch this. Boom. I like that a lot. See, that's the first beginning of something crazy going on. Hey, Dev Smudger, thank you very much for the raid, bro. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much. Hope you had a good stream, man. Ask your wife what that means in Albanian. I guess I'll ask her, but I'm not gonna say it out loud because I don't know. Lazy Dev, and I banned you earlier, I think. So I could be saying something bad right now. I don't know what that means. Okay, so we have done this. What if I do... I think that's fine, actually. Explosive arrow. Let's see. It vibrates because of how I programmed this. And now the cool thing is, guys, watch this. If I go to bow... here. And we remove the lifetime. Then the projectiles are just gonna return earlier. Look at this. So returning projectiles work probably very well with projectile speed. Look at this. Wait. Ranger. I wanna see this. Projectile speed. Let's do 400. And now we no longer need projectile lifetime, at least not the base. It's the N-word. If it's the N-word, it isn't something offensive. Now, if it's the N-word chat, then I have to actually ban you. Otherwise, if I don't ban you, then I can get banned for moderating my chat. So you guys need to tell me, is it? It's not? This guy's stupid? Okay. Now, if it's not an offensive word, then I believe you guys. Omega laughing, I saw, because I know Soulform is a... Are these arrows 400 pixels per... Okay. What if I turn this to 800? 800 projectile speed. How fast is that? Oops. I guess I misclicked. Hey, that doesn't seem like it's more. Nani? I feel like the speed at which they fly is... proj speed. 400. Stats.values. 480. Yeah, this is wait, 480. T value is slowing. Weird. Stat, copy that. Let's make that another one, and then stat projectile speed. I need to figure out why the projectile speed is fixed here. Maybe that's because of bow. Then when it spawns projectiles here, it does a fixed amount. Sprite arrow. Component enemy. Let's see. Okay, hero stats. Let's see. That's 480. That means somewhere it gets set to 480. Yeah, it does get set to 480 somewhere. I guess maybe in code. Huh? What was I changing then? Huh? Projectile speed of the healer. Okay. Whoops! That was wrong. Okay, where? Huh? 200. Okay. Here it is. 400. Let's do 600. Okay, now it should work. Yeah, now it does work. Cool. Yeah, I feel like rangers, if you ask me, they should have the highest projectile speed because they are really good against fast enemies. If they have a low projectile speed, then that makes them worse against fast enemies. And so I think they should have like a really fast speed like this, where they can make use of, you know, they can always or almost always hit fast enemies. If not, then obviously that would suck, right? In my opinion. So yeah, let's do that. Bow. And then make this bow give us a projectile, I guess, lifetime of 200? There we go. Damn, that's fast. Look at this. 600 too slow? Is that still too slow? Hey guys, stop talking about other streamers, please, okay? Okay, Connor, just please don't talk about other streamers. Listen, guys, you can talk amongst yourselves or in some like, yeah, it's fine. You probably didn't know. Like, just please, it's fine. Everyone can have their own opinion. I'm not gonna tone police anyone, but I just don't want my, let's say, my community or content to be about that, okay? And you probably didn't know, so it's okay, you know. I'm just gonna say it here again, just in case you didn't know. Yeah, I just don't want my content and community to be about that. Only reads my comments when I say bad. That's not true. I was reading all of your stuff today. And I remember one part that I actually read, so I'm gonna read it again. You're wrong, okay? You're actually wrong. You said something earlier about my game that was really interesting. Okay, so I didn't read that. You said something at the beginning today, I think. Bro, you type too much. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, we talked about exercising. See? Fuck you, bitch. See, I was reading your stuff. You're wrong.
controller chat developers.
Let's do a CAC count. I'm happy about the projectiles, man. They fly very well. That's amazing. Hopefully it doesn't slow down the game too much. The FPS is on the bottom left here. Let's see. Oh, right. We can update. Update. Projectiles. Speed. We need that. Returning projectile. Previous position. Need that. We need that. Test. We don't need that. See, this was old. Angle is good. Position plus equals angle. Distance traveled. Accumulate AR. Delayed expansion. Homing strength target. Yep. Awesome. Whenever someone mentions another streamer in a negative way, it's always the same streamer. Bro, listen. Solvom, stop. I don't care, man. Listen, I really do not care. I just do not give a flying F. You guys can... Listen. I just don't want to focus on that, man. Oh. I want to do my thing, make my game, and just be left alone. Okay, guys? That's all. I don't want to waste my time with anything other than just making my game and just having fun. And hopefully, at some point, we will be able to make like a Gothic game and live off game development, okay? No, it's warm. I'm not showing off at all, bro. I'm fat, okay? Wann kommt die Frau? That's the plan, fat? Yeah, I am, bro. Have you seen my belly? I'm 94 kgs. I went to the gym 2 times. I increased in weight. Okay, I gained 300 grams. From 94 kgs to 94 kgs plus 300 grams. A collector of stuff does not stop. So you're gone. Actually, for the rest of the stream. Bye-bye. How tall are you? 190. But you're tall, and yeah, but bro, I was like 85, 84, 82 kgs. So like I gained 10 kgs plus. Easy. Whole 2 times you went to the gym and aren't built like rock already. That's highly sus. The whole 2 times. But the cool thing about the new gym is we switched to the gym actually. Okay, you guys stop. The cool thing about the gym is that it's so close that you can walk there. And the awesome part about it too is that it's so close, walking there, it's right next to the store. So I can go to the store, or I can go to the gym, shower, go to the store, and come back home. And I do 2 things at the same time. Hello, all in the mage. Because my wife left the baby on the floor. Primogen or Jackie codes? You guys decide. 3, 2, 1. TCAP is not online, bro. Jackie, okay. TCAP, one thing, please. I think it was you. Please don't stop unbanning people. Because that can lead to me perma-banning people if they really piss me off. Now it's fine. It's coffee lava? It's coffee lava. TCAP remove timeout on Sengo. TCAP remove timeout on Collector's Alt. Big boy cakes. Hey Navid, good morning. my account, bro. What the fuck? Just please don't do that. I know it's fun as well, but it can actually lead to me perma-banning people if the people get unbanned immediately and say something stupid again, and then I cannot control my emotions because I didn't have time to cool down. It's just better for the guys. The reason why I time out people is when they overstep the line, right? Yeah, I am coming. Yeah, I'm saying goodbye. God, it's annoying. Holy.
Hey.
Guys, I'll see you all tomorrow, okay? Thank you guys for joining. Tomorrow we're gonna do a juicy react as well. Yeah, didn't have time to prepare one today, but we'll do one tomorrow. Maybe two. See you tomorrow, guys. Peace. Have a great day. Thank you very much for joining. Bye. Bye-bye.